Blog Talk Radio.
Here we go. Blast off.
This is True Capitalist Radio. True Capitalist Radio.
I am your host, the man they call Ghost.
The badass of business.
Give him capitalism or give him death.
That's it. Period.
Broadcasting from his Skyline office studios in beautiful downtown Austin, Texas.
You sound fruitier than a box of Fruit Loops, for Christ's sake.
And now, he'll take it from here. Your host, the prognosticator of prognosticators, the man they call Ghost.
How's it going, folks? And thank you for tuning in with me to another edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank you very much for tuning in with me. This is episode number 558. Episode number 558 for all the folks that are keeping track of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And before we get into anything else, I'd like to remind everybody and plead with everybody to please spread this show link around like wildfire all over the internet and throughout the world. And let everybody know that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house. And we are live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast, and it is blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. And of course, if you have not done so, please follow me on the last bastion of freedom of speech and social media today, and I'm talking about Gab, folks. And if you don't have a free account on Gab, I don't know what the hell you're doing. You might as well get one. You can type into your browser right now, gab.ai, and when you do so, you can follow me on there under the name Politics Ghost. All one word, no underscores. Politics Ghost is the name to follow. And by the way, if you want to be a part of the True Capitalist Radio chat room, man, I'm telling you, I've got some great stories to tell about the True Capitalist Radio chat room, just to underscore that no matter what people are saying about on the internet about this chat room, listen here, all right? I'm not saying that to be facetious or to lie. There are some genuine capitalists that are listening to the broadcast, even though we might have some spattery of trolls amidst the group. Either way, we've got some true capitalists, and I want to say what's going on to the True Capitalist Radio chat room. What's going on, baby? True Capitalist Radio chat room, what are you doing? Go to my Gab account right now. Politics Ghost is the name, and once you go there, just click on subscribe, baby, for premium content. Subscribe! And once you hit the subscribe button, private message me on Gab and give me your Discord chat name, and I will give you an exclusive invitation to the True Capitalist Radio chat room. I'm telling you, man, they made me proud, to say the least, all right? They made me proud. Not joking. Anyway, folks, hey, engineer, did you send out the Gab, for Christ's sake? Send it out! What are you doing? It's one of those case of the Mondays, I guess. I think people were expecting the Gab post, and it hadn't been posted yet because the old engineer, what the hell's your problem? All right, whatever. Anyway, folks, let's go ahead and discuss what we're going to talk about for the next 3 hours in the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. Get the economic money hour, the crypto stock breakdown here in the beginning. Once we go through the breakdown of the next 3 hours, we're also going to talk about President Trump news and why not. literally coming out and going right for the deep state jugular. And let me tell you something right now. Even though the president is going right for the deep state's jugular, these deep staters, I'm telling you, they're true authoritarian, strike that, totalitarian colors are starting to come out in the open, and we're going to talk about that. I'll tell you that in extensive detail. We're going to talk about how former Deputy Secretary Andrew McCabe, all right, from the FBI, had been fired. Now, we talked about this on Friday's broadcast. At the end of Friday's broadcast, when we were talking about this, because there was rumors that he was going to be fired, he ended up being fired. So we're going to talk about that. Even though the mainstream media is claiming or somehow correlating that Trump had McCabe fired, of fake news. Once again, fake news. It was the FBI itself that suggested that McCabe be fired. The Internal Office of Professional Responsibility at the FBI suggested it, all right? So all you idiots that are out there in the mainstream media that are flapping your little mealy-mouthed gums in the wind, spewing out slanderous lies once again, it was the FBI itself that fired McCabe. Now, why is that important? Because it shows that this guy was a dirty piece of trash, so much so that this official firing, his retirement, which I think is more than suitable at this point in time, because any asshole who's going to politicize the institutions of the judicial branch, the highest institutions of the judicial branch, not only deserves no goddamn retirement, they deserve to be in freaking jail. If that's out of the question for old McCabe. I don't think that's out of the question whatsoever. So we're going to talk about that. I mean, look, folks, just to underscore how dirty, just to underscore, you had Adam Schiff, the guy who's been leading this whole Trump-Russia nonsense in the damn House Intelligence Committee and the damn Congress. You know who I'm talking about, that wide-eyed, fruity-looking guy from California, Adam Schiff, that representative out there who's always talking,
oh, well, you know, there is definitely some kind of Russia-Trump connection, and we know there is because I've seen the documents.
Nothing burger, an absolute nothing burger when it comes to any kind of Trump or Russia collusion, connection, coordination, anything. Even Adam Schiff had to come out and say,
well, you know, the firing of McCabe may have been justified.
Schiff said that Andrew McCabe, the former Deputy Secretary of the FBI, his firing was justified. Quote, may be justified. If you want my personal opinion, look, I don't want to get into it. We got to talk about it here in the second hour. All right? And as all this happened, of course, the president wasn't going to go quietly in that good night. He utilized Twitter to just basically go right at McCabe, right at Comey, right at Mueller, for Christ's sake. And I don't blame them. How much more evidence? I've been saying this for months. You all know it. How much more evidence do every one of us need before we realize that the highest level of the judicial branch, all right, the DOJ, the FBI, and even this Robert Mueller special counsel are all a bunch of politicized, weaponized bunch of garbage. And everybody now is talking about,
well, if the president happens to fire Robert Mueller, this will be a constitutional crisis.
You heard that from Lindsey Graham, a Republican. You heard that from Turbin Durbin today, a Republican, or excuse me, a Democrat. Excuse me, hell no. Turbin Durbin's a Democrat. Trey Gowdy, a goddamn Republican. God damn, I'm sick of that idiot Trey Gowdy. No wonder his ass is not running for re-election. In that stupid doll hair Sporting's closet, man. I'm sick of this idiot. Everybody gives him props, and he hasn't done jack. He hasn't done anything. He's the asshole who single-handedly botched the whole Benghazi situation related to goddamn Clinton and that ridiculous video that they tried to blame. He's an incompetent idiot, and I'm sick and tired of everybody putting Trey Gowdy on some kind of a goddamn pedestal. He is showing his establishment GOP colors by sitting over here suggesting that Trump should not quote Mueller's special counsel. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I just always said on this broadcast, folks, that it's Trump against the world. It's Trump against the Democrats. It's Trump against the establishment Republican jerk-offs, all right, which are pretty much in the same boot as the Democrats. You know it and I know it. That's why these guys hang out with each other at cocktail parties in Washington, D.C. Why do you think I always make reference to Washington, D.C., the equivalent of a criminal organization? Because that's what it is. It is a criminal organization funded by our tax dollars. And that's why now that we are all politically awake, we can no longer go back to sleep. We can't afford it. Our president needs us at this point in time, folks. Of government on the judicial branch have been politicized. This is the crisis in our government today. The fact that institutions of government at the highest level of the law, you can't get any higher than the Department of Justice and the Federal Bureau of Investigations, highest levels of the law. That's why I've always asked, every time we've covered this subject, I've always asked, are these people too big to jail? Because who's going to jail these people? I mean, it's already apparent that these people conspired and utilized the institutions of the Department of Justice and the FBI and now this Robert Mueller special counsel in an attempt to remove a duly elected president. I don't know how much more evidence people need, even if they admit it at this point. That's why they're so cocky about it, because who's going to arrest them? You're going to have to send in the FBI to arrest them. That's the highest law enforcement agency that is at the behest of the Department of Justice. And you think that they're going to arrest a James Comey? You think they're going to arrest a Peter Strzok? You think they're going to arrest a Lisa Page? You think that are they going to arrest these people? And these are serious questions that need to be asked. These are serious questions that need to be asked, and that's why you've got people out here in Washington that are supposed to be Republicans trying to cover their asses. And if you want my personal opinion, if we take a good, close, microscopic look at some of these GOP assholes that are against this Robert Mueller, or they want Robert Mueller special counsel to continue for some reason, take a look at the names of those people. You know, Trey Gowdy. Who the hell knows what his motive is? I mean, he's an idiot. I never liked the guy. He's a moron. Then you've got Flake, Jeff Flake over there in, Arizona. I don't know what the hell is going on in that nuclear waste dump of a state and why they elect nothing but rhino, Democrat, Republican trash out there in Arizona. I don't know what they're putting in the cactus out there. I don't know what they're doing. But Jeff Flake is also pushing this ridiculous narrative, for Christ's sake, that, once he starts firing Mueller, we have to go in and get into, situation. Even John McCain, which is probably one of the few people I have ever known who has had a brain tumor and has lasted this long, and not to mention he's still lucid enough to give his points on social media that Donald Trump should not fire Mueller. I mean, give me a break. Look at all these people. I mean, if you want my opinion, I think John McCain, he's directly implicated with this Fusion GPS nonsense. He's the guy who delivered that garbage to Washington, D.C., lest we forget. I mean, did we all forget that? And if you want my personal opinion, I wouldn't doubt if the people that are on the GOP right now that are the most vocal are the ones that had their hands on this dossier as John McCain brought it in and circulated around. Take a look at the names that are calling for Robert Mueller's special counsel to continue. Take a look at the names. John McCain, Jeff Flake, Trey Gowdy, Lindsey Graham. I mean, you don't think that guy had he had that damn Russian dossier up his derriere, for Christ's sake? Give me a break. I'm telling you this right now. The damn Robert Mueller special counsel, it needs to cease to exist. It needs to end already. It is a corrupt, politicized, weaponized tool for the deep state who is now against the ropes. And that's why you've got all these people vocalizing that Robert Mueller special counsel should continue. When in actuality, it should be a unified front in the Republican Party to call for the ending. And they have the power to do it if all the Republicans were unified. But of course they're not. They would have the ability to call off Robert Mueller's special counsel. This is enough. This is absolutely enough for this garbage, and I'm sorry that I'm extending the beginning broadcast to this, but it must be said. This damn ridiculous special counsel, at this point, it's been beyond proven that this is a weaponized, politicized bunch of garbage. I had a poll on my Gab, should President Trump fire Robert Mueller? 81% yes. 19% no. I mean, do you understand? I mean, we have had enough of this. This is a joke. This goddamn Robert Mueller has had his special counsel for over a year and has produced nothing. And not to mention the Drudge Report had its own poll, should President Trump fire Mueller? 3/4 of those, and these are millions upon millions of people, 3/4 say that he needs to fire Mueller. And look, I know that he hasn't said anything. As a matter of fact, it was his lawyer that suggested in an off-the-cuff speech that maybe Trump, or he didn't even say Trump, maybe the Robert Mueller investigation needs to end, is what he suggested. So, because his lawyer says that on Sunday, that the Robert Mueller special counsel needs to end, all this media hoopla today on how the Robert Mueller special counsel needs to continue. Folks, our president needs us more than ever. And I'm trying to do whatever I can in hopes of trying to help my president out here. They're trying to come at him from all angles. And we have to be vocal once again. That's why you've got these Silicon Valley oligarchs trying to censor folks that have an influence, especially when it comes to right-wing politics. That's why I encourage you, folks, not just this show. If you know another show that's promoting capitalism and right-wing politics, then spread these things, spread these media vehicles around like wildfire, man. Don't be afraid to do so, because they're going to silence us, and we cannot be silent. I mean, isn't this the United States of America? Good God. We have to make it known, folks, that this Robert Mueller special counsel needs to end. It needs to end. And let me move on and talk about what else I'm going to talk about in the second hour. The president calls for opiate reform. And you know what? I'm glad that he's taken a stand to this, because it seems to me that everybody is bombed out of their minds off of some kind of pill. Now, you know, folks, I've been very candid with you. I don't take pills. I don't take pills for nothing. Mrs. Ghost hates that about me. I don't take pills, and maybe I'm a little bit neurotic in that regard. I mean, don't get me wrong, if I'm in major pain, maybe I'll pop a Tums or something, or maybe, maybe I'll pop a freaking, if I'm really sick, I'll pop something. But that's very, very, very rare. Very rare. And the reason I don't is because when I was growing up, we didn't have, when I was looking at the adults, that we didn't have people popping pills back when I was growing up, all right? I mean, even old Granny wasn't popping pills. You know what old Granny used to do? I'm going to tell you what Granny used to do. And I still buy these, as a matter of fact, and these people are not advertising. I'm just telling you from personal experience. My granny used to buy something called BC powders, okay? And that's what I use if I have any pain, if I have a headache, BC powders. What it is that you get these things, and they come in powder form, and you can either put them in a glass of water, drink it, or, you know, if you can kind of put the whole powder form in your palate and then drink the water, whatever the case might be. That's the only thing I ever saw old folk back when I was growing up take, and that's what I take, and you don't want to abuse that either, you know, because you want to make sure that you know that when you take pills and you take things of that capacity, it's going to wear on your internal organs, you know? So you can't abuse it. Now, the reason I'm discussing this in extensive detail is because I'm starting to see a lot of people that we grew up with as, you know, sitcom stars and movie stars. Haven't you noticed these directors, they're all dying at like 50s. Maybe they get to their 60s. Sometimes it's in their late 40s. I mean, you're starting to see this in an abundant amount. And I think that constant pill popping combined with a party lifestyle, which I'm sure encapsulates the Hollywood, does one on the internal organs of the body. I mean, especially pills, folks, especially pills. I mean, just take a look at any of these so-called, and look, I'm not trying to make fun of anybody, all right? People that are autistic or Asperger's, that are constantly being forced to take these psychotropic drugs and antidepressants and anti-ADHD, Adderall, all these drugs, okay? Been prescribed this since they were 10, since they were 11, sometimes even earlier than that. Take a look at their faces when they're 18, 21. Haven't you noticed that these faces of these young people are starting to look very old? Creases. You know, when you have a lot of those lines on your forehead, you usually have real big lines on your forehead because you're an alcoholic drunk. But you're starting to see that in young people. Why? Because destroy your liver at a rapid pace, way more than boozing every day. And I'm not promoting boozing every day, believe me, I'm not promoting that. But pill popping on a consistent basis will literally make you look older in capacity because your liver has to process all those pills. And your internal organs have to process all those pills. And that's why we're seeing a lot older looking young people, in my opinion, the pill popping, and then they get to the age of drinking, and they start drinking like a sumbitch, and they're obviously mixing some of these medications in drinking, and finding that they get an ecstasy-type high, dude. Yeah, you know what I like to do is I like to pop this one pill, you know, I like to pop a Xanny, and then I like to just drink just a little bit, dude. You don't want to drink too much, dude, because, yeah, you may not come back, but, dude, it's just like ecstasy, dude. They do this on a consistent basis, people, I think, man, and I'm glad the president is calling for reform because, you know, when you hear the mainstream media talk about this, they talk about how turning into Rodrigo Duarte out of the Philippines or something because he's suggesting that certain drug dealers deserve the death penalty, you know? And I'm sure there's nuances to that. It doesn't mean that if you're, you know, serving a dime bag of pot or something that you're going to be thrown in the gas chamber, all right? You know, if you're some big drug dealer that has made massive amounts of money and that have pushed dope in a given area, and I'm sure there's statistics that can be accumulated that, hey, this person died of a heroin overdose or this person died of a cocaine overdose, have all those numbers calculated. All those numbers calculated and say, hey, wait, look, this guy was in control of this hood for all this time. In fact, an indirect type of link of killing these people in ODs, I think it's going to come down to things that way. I don't think it's going to be Rodrigo Duarte. If you see a drug dealer, just shoot him dead. I don't think it. Give me a break. The mainstream media is going to make you think that. That's not how it's going to be, all right? Good God. But look, he didn't just go there. He went as far as stating that we need to start developing non-addicting painkillers. Non-addicting painkillers. Now, I don't know if that's even feasible. I mean, once a pain's gone, people are typically going to continue abusing something because how else are they going to take away the pain? You know what I'm saying? So there's got to be an emphasis. Obviously, President Trump is going to utilize some level of tax money into developing or researching this type of technology. I don't know if that's possible, but we shall see. He also wants to curb the problem of overprescribing these really, really hard drugs like barbiturates, these types of things. Lots of things he suggested. I don't want to go over it now. We got to talk about a lot of different things, but I agree with President Trump. We have to stop this. People have gotten way too addicted, and in his speech, he kind of alluded to the fact that the pharmaceutical companies have a direct responsibility in this opioid epidemic. Overprescribing these damn hillbilly heroines, that's Oxycontins, these, Vicodin, you know all the names of all these things, overprescribe them, and then they get addicted to the high, and then they realize the only thing suitable or the only thing comparable to that high is heroin or morphine or whatever the hell it is that's on the street, for Christ's sake. And we're seeing people in the country. It's unbelievable, and I can't believe that we're having an epidemic in this country, but you have to take in consideration, we just went through 8 years of Barack Obama implementing quasi-socialism, communism, and making everybody dependent on the government, and it was just completely miserable. So that could also be a factor, all right? Anyway, we're going to talk about the Austin bombings. That's right, folks, another bomb. Fourth blast in less than a month in Austin, Texas. Anyway, a fourth bombing in an affluent area. According to reports, it wasn't a package delivery bomb this time. It was more of a trip line bomb in which it basically had somebody unsuspectingly kind of tripping a wire while walking or biking, which unfortunately, caused an explosion and hurt two people that were riding by. Anyway, the police are finally acknowledging that this is a serial bomber based upon the contents of each bomb. They believe this is the same person, and they are now pleading with the bomber to get in contact with the Austin PD, FBI, anybody, so that we can, or say that they can communicate. So I don't know. I mean, I think they're taking a page out of the book of the one chief that was in charge of communicating the DC sniper. Do y'all remember the DC sniper? Well, if y'all don't remember, out of Washington, D.C., people were just getting sniped, while they were pumping gas, while they were walking to the store. I mean, it was just an unbelievable, these two people, I don't want to get into who it was. I mean, you can read about it. But the CIA, I'm sorry, the DC sniper, this was a duo of people, were just sniping people for a variety of different reasons. Anti-government, they were kind of black Muslim, etc. And the chief at the time, I forgot his name, man. He was a really, really good chief, kind of played his cards, kind of docile. You didn't really know what he was coming from, but he actually encouraged the DC sniper to communicate, to get in contact with him, and the DC sniper did it! And did it a couple of times, and that's how they caught him. So I'm just saying, Austin PD probably pulling a page off of the old DC sniper shooting. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's continue on. Crown Prince bin Salman of Saudi Arabia is in America right now. That's right, baby. And let me tell you, that's probably one of few millennials that are actually doing anything that are changing the world. I've got to give Crown Prince bin Salman 100,000% credit for purging the Wahhabist and Salafist factions of his own family. Because this is his own family that he's purging out here. Because what Crown Prince bin Salman is going to try to start spreading throughout Saudi Arabia and the Middle East is a more secular acceptance of Islam, and I mean, he's just a revolutionary. I mean, Islam, in my opinion, has been waiting for this guy, and he's putting his money where his mouth is, and we're going to talk about this guy. He's going to meet with the president tomorrow. Today he's meeting with defense and entertainment executives. He's going to meet with POTUS, and, you know, he's planning on being the Saudi Arabian king for life, so he threw that out there in a recent 60 Minutes interview that he had recently. So very interesting. Once again, Crown Prince bin Salman from Saudi Arabia, kicking it in here for the next couple of days. And hey, Crown Prince, what's up, man? Holler at me. All right, we can go shoot some dice or something. Anyway, we got... I don't even want to talk about this. Vladimir Putin, folks. Vladimir Putin, old Pooty Poo, has won his re-election, and we knew that was going to happen, for Christ's sake, all right? We knew that was going to happen. Supposedly he won with almost 80% of the vote, and we're going to talk about that, Operation Spilt Vodka. We're going to talk about a lot of things that he discussed during his little speech, things of that capacity. We're also going to talk about how China is threatening action on the United States because the president signed a bill encouraging diplomatic visits to Taiwan. Oh, now China. You see, these Chinese, man, they know their house of cards can tumble down at any time. If we decide, like, hey, China, you know, well, let me talk about it in the third hour, but once again, playing five-dimensional chess in foreign policy, these people out here that are heads of state, they don't even know what to expect. That's why a lot of these guys are just kind of go with the flow and like, you know, I will go with Trump. Trump knows what he's talking about. I like Trump. I will follow you, Trump. You understand? A true alpha American leader, for Christ's sake. I'm glad that we have a president showing the balls of America, for Christ's sake, showing the capitalist prowess of America. You understand? Bringing back Americana to America. Thank God for Donald Trump. I say this every day. Thank God for Donald Trump. Anyway, last but not least, if we can get to it, Turkey for Afrin, Syria. Oh, we've been talking about this. We've been talking about how Turkey was threatening to, well, it's not been threatening, it's been taking military action in Afrin, Syria, and as a result, it has pushed the Kurds out of the city, and we're going to talk about what the Turkish are doing, what they plan to do, and once again, the prognosticator, a prognosticator strikes again, because as I stated, days after Erdogan threw that fake coup on himself in Turkey, which I called, that was July 2016 for all of you that want to go to the archive and look it up. It was a Sunday, it was a special Sunday edition where I make most of the show exclusive to this topic. That Erdogan was planning on going into northern Syria, going into northern Iraq, going into other territories in pursuit of trying, and folks, I'm not joking, to try to rekindle the Ottoman Empire. Now, Erdogan came out here recently and stated that there needs to be a 54-state superpower of Islamic State. So this guy's already talking about an Islamic Union now. States he's discussing were a part of the Ottoman Empire. I mean, this guy, what did I say? What did I tell you about this guy? What did I tell you? I told you that was his strategy. The whole thing himself was of domestic opposition, identify him through the coup, purge him, and then do what he's doing. He's doing what he's doing. Anyway, with that being said, let's go ahead and talk a little cryptocurrency. Now, what did I tell you, folks, when it was contracting and why it was contracting? I said it was a great time to buy, and everything was on sale. Didn't I tell you all that? I told you all that when everyone is leaving, if you've got liquidity, well then, by God, go into the market and buy. And for those of you that were holding the bag on some things, hey, that's the way the market works, man. I mean, no one is a psychic. Hold. Now, once again, folks, you don't lose money unless you sell your cryptocurrency, your stock, or whatever it is that you're holding that you may be losing money on at the time. You don't lose money until you sell. And you know something, folks? Let's say that, you make one or two bad buys and you got to hold the bag on some crypto or on some stocks. You know what it really is doing? Instead of focusing on, oh my God, I'm losing money, you need to focus on the fact that this is indirectly forcing you to save money. It's indirectly forcing you to save money. And what have I always told you? Long-term investment reigns supreme. Do you understand me? Long-term investment reigns supreme. Now, the unfortunate part about the cryptocurrency investment community is, as I stated, we've got a bunch of neckbeards, nerds, dorks that are so reactionary that once they see the slightest bit of red, they're out of there. They're selling. They're trading these dramatic drops and increases. And that's why I keep telling everybody who's out there, Ghost, I don't know. I mean, it used to be worth this, and now it's worth this, and I don't know what to do, and I'm going to sell it. You people are idiots, okay? I've told you story after story on why you need to hold the cryptocurrencies that are covered on this broadcast. I mean, I cover nothing but long-term investments, and if I don't, I tell you right off the bat, this is a good 3-month, this is a good 6-month, and I try to be spare with those. But I've always suggested that everything that I talk about is a long-term investment, and I hope that you entertain what I'm saying, okay? Now, let's talk a little bit about crypto now. We were discussing on, Friday, that we were hitting under, $280 billion market cap for the entire market. Well, we have since bounced back. Money's coming back into the markets. There's a lot of reasons why. Out of the G20, for you folks that are unfamiliar with the G20, it's the Grand 20 Nations. That's a summit that brings 20 nations together to, increase diplomatic ties, discuss what's happening economically in the world, etc. It's the same thing as the G8. It's just there's more countries, basically. In their meeting, said that they're not going to put an emphasis on regulation on cryptocurrency. That cryptocurrency poses, quote, no risk. No risk to economic stability. Being said, that's what's making everybody come back into the markets. Everybody's feeling okay again, and now you're starting to see a bounce. Hey, folks, yesterday and let's go ahead and talk about Quantum, because I've been promoting this coin because I've suggested that this coin is going to be the Ethereum 2018. The way Ethereum popped up to the prices that it did in 2017, that's what Quantum, symbol QTUM, is going to do in 2018. On Friday, I was telling people that you should buy, especially at the prices especially with this one, man, QTUM. I mean, there are so many reasons to buy this. First of all, this team is nonstop advancing their technology. Satellite nodes into space, for Christ's sake. They're doing airdrops from space. Okay? And aside from that, they have their own token, the QRC20, which is token, than the ERC20. Moreover, they're starting to have other coins created off of their token, which are airdropped to those stakeholders of Quantum. Folks, I want to be honest here. I think this is a good buy now, even though it's going through the roof. I guess less than an hour, the exchange Binance. The exchange Binance is one of the big cryptocurrency exchanges. It's actually on right now. Okay, thank you very much. What's happening right now with Quantum is that there is a contest going on for Quantum, specifically for QTUM, happening at Binance. Now, this is going to encourage a lot of volume in this particular cryptocurrency. Now, what is the contest? Well, it's a quantum competition, 50,000 quantum to give away. The time starts March 20th at midnight. I guess that's Hong Kong or China time, 2018, and it ends on March 27, 2018, midnight China time. Okay, now what's happening here is that we will rank users in terms of total quantum volume traded on your account, both buys and sells in all pairs, so you have to be pairing with quantum to trade, period. So if you're one of these day traders, man, if you're one of these people that are like, yeah, man, I'm always buying, I'm always trading, giving away a massive amount of quantum. Now, first place receives 7,000 quantum. Second place receives 4,000 quantum. Third place receives 2,000 quantum. From 4th to 10th place, they split a pool of 7,000 quantum. To 50th place, they split a pool of 20,000 quantum. Okay? Now, here's another competition that they're giving away. I'm telling you, there's two different competitions. Is the exchange. Trade 0.5 Bitcoin worth of quantum during the competition period to evenly split a pool of 10,000 quantum. As we can see, folks, this is going to cause a tremendous increase in volume because, I mean, they're giving away a lot of quantum, man, especially if you're one of these clients. I mean, this is going to make this go through the roof, all right? And people are now going to start to identify the technology in quantum. Now, I know this is a contest in Binance, but this is what we're going to see here in the next, I guess up until the 27th when the contest ends. At quantum right now, one thing I do want to show you is that people are starting to recognize the technology of quantum. Let me go ahead and post a article that's out of the USA Commerce. It says QTUM, one of the most underrated threats. One of the most underrated threats to Ethereum. I'm telling you, folks, I would not, look, I have no vested interest other than to help people that are out there that are listening to this broadcast. We'll take off. You've just got to be patient and hold for the long term. Now people are starting to recognize the technology. Gave quantum the value, it's technology. So with that being said, let's take a look at the price right now because it's probably going through the roof. Now, what we're seeing is a takeoff here today on quantum. A lot of the factors, obviously, the Binance exchange contest. Not to mention, folks, people are probably starting to identify this on their radar as they see it going up in major percentages. Search, and they're like, wait a minute, how come I haven't heard about this coin, for heaven's sake? So with that being said, let's take a look at it. All right, QTUM is the symbol. Capitalization right now for Quantum is $1.5 billion market capitalization. The current circulating supply is 73.9 million in circulation. 24 hours, get this. In the past 24 hours, Quantum has gone up. All right, just take a look at this. 51.01%. 51.01%. Now, I want to say props to the True Capitalist Radio chat room. I was going to get into this. I was kicking it with them yesterday on Sunday. Chat room all the time, man. If you want to kick it with us, voice chat with us, I mean, go to the damn Gab account, Politics Ghost right now. Hit subscribe, baby. And I was kicking it in there with them, and they were talking about how, at that time, I'm telling you, it went as low as $11 and change, QTUM, yesterday. $11 and change. And you know, this chat, the True Capitalist Radio chat room, I had at least half a dozen, maybe more people in there saying, man, this is a great time to buy. I'm buying more Quantum right now. Quantum, I mean, this is on sale. I can't believe, I mean, they were all buying Quantum on Sunday afternoon. I'm not even kidding. Today, I come in and they're like, good God, yes, I can't believe it. I mean, they're starting to realize, I mean, what a breath of fresh air. People in the True Capitalist Radio chat room that everybody out there on the internet calls the Tard Room for some reason, they're capitalists in here, baby. They're capitalists. Oh, man, it's inspiring, man. It's inspiring. I love you guys. Everybody that was in the chat room chilling with me yesterday that bought Quantum and were saying, yeah, man, you know, I'm buying, I mean, $11 and change, give me a break. These people are banking. Let's take a look at the current price for Quantum. Remember, yesterday it was at 11 and change. Today, the current price for Quantum, $21.23 per Quantum. Good God, I've told you! This is a buy and hold, for Christ's sake, man. A buy and hold. And I'm telling you, a buy and hold for the long term. And everybody out there that's in the True Capitalist Radio chat room, that were in the inner circle, everybody was buying it up yesterday. And I said, man, you better take advantage of these prices because you probably ain't never going to see them again. I mean, you ain't going to see QTUM at 11 and change again. Unbelievable. Everybody is heel kicking out here in the True Capitalist Radio chat room, and I'm glad to see you guys profiting, kicking ass, for Christ's sake. Cheers to you guys, man. I'll crack open a beer here in a second for you guys, but I'm going to go through the markets. I've been taking a lot of time. So let's get to Bitcoin, because I know everybody's concerned about that. Now, we had a very long contraction that lasted for about a week, and it just started coming back up this morning. And the reason is because it couldn't get any lower than this. But what we were witnessing in this prolonged contraction, in my opinion, was a shuffling out of the shit coins. Excuse my French, but we have way too many coins on the market that need to be flushed down the toilet because there's no need for these coins anymore. Now, I hate regulation, but it's obvious that people are finding it very easy to scam a bunch of people through this whole ICO process. Now, I currently believe that we do need an element of regulation when it comes to the ICOs and any kind of crypto hedge funds in that capacity. And the reason I suggest this, folks, is because people are just shitting out coins like it's going out of style. And because everybody has the simplistic buy low, sell high mentality without any fundamentals, without any knowledge backing that up, they just go right to the source. They think, well, you know, if I get an ICO before it's actually circulated out there in the market, I'll be the first one there. And then when it raises to $10,000 like Bitcoin, I'm going to be rich. Works, okay? I mean, every coin that I tell you folks has good technology. It's been around. It's been around before this whole Bitcoin phase started becoming a phenomena here in the past year. I mean, this is what I keep telling folks. There's a lot of factors you got to take in when it comes to cryptocurrencies, man. Right now is being goofed, in my opinion. You can take a look at the damn big board. Take a look at however you look at what is the top 100 trading coins. You're starting to see all kinds of coins there that just came there out of nowhere. I mean, they just showed up there. And then you try to take a look at their white paper. It's like, man, people are paying for this? I mean, we seriously need some level of regulation in the ICO capacity. We cannot allow just any idiot to just shit out a coin and say, hey, you want to be a part of the ICO buy-in? And you know what's happening, folks? Half the time, they're not even raising the money. Like, sometimes they're like, hey, look, if you buy in, we're trying to raise about 1.2, 1.3, 4.4 million, whatever it is. They never do it. They end up maybe raising 500,000, maybe $1 million, and you know what they do? They take the money and run. They don't even print out the coin. They don't even circulate the coin. You know how many times? Do you know how many times that has happened, for Christ's sake? And you see, once people get burnt like that, they don't ever want to come back to cryptocurrency again. They think it's a scam. You know, even though they're the idiots that went into some ICO, and that's why I said we need some regulation. We need some regulation. I'm saying ICOs, crypto hedge funds. I'm not too sure about exchanges, but de facto, unfortunately, if you're in the United States, you're probably going to have to get regulated because taxes. You know, the IRS wants to know who's the big crypto giants and who aren't, you know. But with that being said, let's get to Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin it's also, in my opinion, facing a very slow death. I've been saying this for a long time. There really is no reason for Bitcoin. I mean, the initial reason why it was incepted was to be an alternative to fiat, and because of the over-speculation and the price, that is moot at this point. Then you've got these dorks arguing that this is now a financial investment, which is a ridiculous argument because financial investments have value in some capacity. These idiots that are supposedly Bitcoin experts can ever explain what's the inherent value of Bitcoin that justifies it being 10,000, 15,000, 20,000. What is it? They can't explain it. So inception was it being an alternative to fiat currency. And I think people are starting to finally figure that crap out, considering that Bitcoin is slow, it's got a high transaction fee, a bunch of things. There's a bunch of reasons. It's over-speculated, man. It shouldn't be this price. And I've said this every time I've done this part of the broadcast, is the reason that it's this price is because it's the first kid on the blockchain, man. It was the first cryptocurrency circulated. Top of head of everyone out there, Mr. and Mrs. Joe Six-Pack America land. You know, the people that don't know about cryptocurrency, you ask them about Bitcoin, they know what Bitcoin is. It's making the price of Bitcoin and the over-speculation of Bitcoin happen. Now, once again, I think we're seeing the slow death of Bitcoin, and I hope that the market capitalization from this into the true coins that have technology, that are seeing the future, that are going to aid commerce. I currently believe that there are many coins out here that are going to aid commerce to make it faster, to make it safer, to make it easier, to make it cheaper. So with that being said, let's get to Bitcoin, since it is the first kid on the blockchain, and everybody's got to know the price. C is the symbol. All right, current market capitalization is $144 billion market capitalization. The current circulating supply is 16.9 million. 16.9 million in circulation. Hours, Bitcoin has gone up modestly, 3.47%. Current price for Bitcoin, under $9,000, baby. Under $9,000. Current price for Bitcoin, $8,558.33 per Bitcoin. And, you know, I also, you know, I don't mean to get mixed up here, but I also wanted to talk about another coin that I suggested, which was going to be airdropped to quantum holders. Okay, I don't mean to be mixing up coins here, but it's going through the roof once again right now. I'm talking about BOT, B-O-T, the predictive blockchain, 40 million in circulation. It's a competitor to Augur and Genosis. It combines both their predictive technologies and combines it into one. Once again, BOT, B-O-T is the symbol, is a QRC20 token. And right now it is going through the roof. So if you're a pattern trader, you know, you're this is what you might want to keep your eye on. Or if you happen to be a stakeholder who got the airdrop, I mean, remember, you got, what was it, 4 BOT for every 100 quantum that you had. I mean, this is right in your wallet, or it should be right in your wallet. Let's get to it right now, okay, folks? Current market cap for BOT, B-O-T is the symbol, B-O-T, 17 million in market capitalization. The current circulating supply is 40 million in circulation. The total circulating supply will be 100 million. That's it. In the past 24 hours, folks, take a look at BOT. Folks, it is up 63%. 63% right now. Once again, a QRC20 token. This is why I'm telling you all about quantum. You would have gotten this airdrop to you for free. 4 of these for free, for Christ's sake. And let me tell you, this, you take a look at Augur, you take a look at Genosis, take a look at those prices. This is that technology combined into one. 63% increase in the 24-hour period. Current price for BOT, almost 44 cents. 84 cents. Telling you, baby, quantum's the future. I'm trying to make people rich out here, right? I'm trying to create capitalists is what I'm trying to do. Here you go, and let's get to Ethereum. It took it on the teeth in this contraction. ETH is the symbol. Current market cap is 54 million in market capitalization. The current circulating supply is 98 million in circulation. Now, look, I'm going to tell you guys something that I've heard about ETH in the rumor mill. I heard that ETH on May 14th or something, that it's going to somehow massively put more ETH in circulation than the current rate of mining. So with that being said, that means that the circulation is going to massively be increased on May 14th. Now, this is something that I've been hearing in the cryptocurrency message boards, etc. This is a rumor. But remember, folks, I always keep everybody in tune with the rumors because rumors end up being some level of truth and end up affecting the markets. You know what I'm saying, folks? So you just got to keep that into perspective. Just letting y'all know, May 14th, according to people in the cryptocurrency message boards, Ethereum is going to massively increase its circulation to some capacity. So keep on that. Keep an ear out for that. Keep an eye out for that. All right. In the past 24 hours, Ethereum has gone up 2.14%. Current price for Ethereum, symbol ETH, $551.86 per Ethereum. Let's get to Bitcoin Cash. It also took it on the teeth. But once again, Bitcoin Cash, if we're going to talk about an alternative to fiat, Bitcoin Cash has more of a feasibility of it being a alternative to cash. That and Litecoin, if Charlie Lee would shut his mouth. And the reason I say Bitcoin Cash, fast transaction speed, low transaction fee, and if if the market can keep Bitcoin Cash under 3,000 to 4,000, it's a feasible alternative to fiat. But if it goes any farther than that, then forget about it. It's going to be a nothing burger just like Bitcoin, because if that's its only application as an alternative to fiat, then it's got to stay on a low USD fiat price. I mean, so it can be feasible to be used as an alternative to fiat, etc. So let's get back to Bitcoin Cash. BCH. Current market cap is $16.7 billion in market capitalization. The current circulating supply is 17 million in circulation. In the past 24 hours, Bitcoin Cash has gone up 5.04%. Current price for Bitcoin Cash, BCH, $986.53 per Bitcoin Cash. Anyway, we're now in the second hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast.
Blog Talk Radio. Welcome to Blog Talk Radio. Please hold and you will be able to listen to the show.
Link around like wildfire and let everybody know that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house, and we are live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast, and it is blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. And of course, if you have not done so, please follow me on the last bastion of freedom of speech and social media today. I'm talking about Gab. Get yourself a free account, for Christ's sake, man. Free speech, man. Free speech. You can type in your browser right now, gab.ai. And when you get yourself an account, follow me on there under the name Politics Ghost, all right? All one word, no underscores. Politics Ghost is the name to follow. And, of course, if you want to be a part of the True Capitalist Radio chat room, I want to say what's up to the chat room, man. They're making money in the chat room, man. They're making me proud. They're making me proud. I'm proud of you, man. As a matter of fact, I said I was going to crack open a beer. Let me crack open a beer, for Christ's sake, man. We got people in the True Capitalist Radio chat room making massive amounts of money. Listen, I didn't even need to tell them, man. I came into the room, and these guys were talking about quantum. These guys were like, man, quantum is going down, man. It's like 13, and then we saw it go down to 12, and then we saw it go down to 11. And these guys were like, man, I better go in. I better grab some. And all these guys that were in here last night grabbed quantum, and I can't believe it. I'm proud of you. We got capitalists in the Tar chat. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. Anyway, let's get some more beer. Come on, more beer. Crack open a beer. Crack open a beer for the True Capitalist Radio chat room. They're growing up, baby. They're growing up. Woo! I'm excited, man. I'm not even joking around. I'm excited. And this is true story, man. I'm telling you, I know that whenever we put the voice chat on, whenever we get to voice chat or chat room shout-outs and Gab shout-outs, it sounds like a goddamn Tard Autistic Central. It's not, man. I'm telling you, we've got people in here that are pretty smart. All right, we're talking about crypto. We're talking about politics. We're talking about issues, man. And occasionally we get into a little bit of internet tomfoolery, all right? But that's just between the True Capitalist Radio chat room and myself. So with that being said, if you want to be a part of the True Capitalist Radio chat room, all you've got to do is go to my Gab account right now, Politics Ghost. All right, go to my Gab account and hit the subscribe button for premium content, baby. Hit the subscribe button and then private message me on Gab with your Discord chat name, and I will give you an exclusive invitation to the True Capitalist Radio chat room, all right? All right, anyway, now that we got that all out of the way, I know we're running out of time now that we're in the second hour. Let's go ahead and, cover some more crypto, and then we're going to move right from crypto right into stocks, all right? So we left off with Bitcoin Cash. Let's talk about Litecoin. Once again, another potential alternative to fiat, low rates of exchange, fast exchange, speed, etc. It's just this asshole who created the coin won't shut his fat Cheeto stain or what? No, he's Chinese, right? His egg roll stained fingers off the keyboard. Do you understand? He just won't stop it from flapping. He won't stop his stupid idiot. God, ugh. Anyway, look, I don't want to discuss this. I just want to say that this could be a potential. This could be a potential. But this guy's got to shut his fat trap, or that's all I'm saying. Anyway, let's get to Litecoin, LTC. Current market cap is $8.8 billion market capitalization. The current circulating supply for Litecoin is 55 million in circulation. In the past 24 hours, Litecoin has gone up 3.62%. Current price for Litecoin, $159.71. $159.71 per Litecoin. Let's get to Monero. What do I like to say about Monero? It likes to run swing and pattern trader central on this one. XMR is the symbol. XMR. Current market cap is $3.4 billion market cap. The current circulating supply is 15.8 million in circulation. In the past 24 hours, Monero has gone up 2.74%. Current price for Monero, symbol XMR, $215.49 per Monero. Let's get to Dash. Yeah, I like Dash. DASH. Current market cap is $3.2 billion market capitalization. The current circulating supply is 7.9 million in circulation. 7.9 million. In the past 24 hours, it has gone up 4.26%. The current price for Dash, $408.29 per Dash. All right? Now, I'm telling you, quantum keeps going up, man. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? As we've been sitting here, it's gone up from 50%. I'm talking about QTUM right now. Right now. I'm giving you the inside scoop right now. The Binance Exchange contest is flooding all kinds of volume into this right now on QTUM. Right now. It is up 61.35%. Current price for QTUM, $22.02. Good God! Woo! Oh, man, you know I was buying yesterday too, baby. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. 11 and change, baby. Come on, man. Woo! Oh, man, I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you. Anyway, we're running low on time here, man. Let me go ahead and get to Zcash, because Zcash took a tremendous dip, just like everything else did, but I think we're creeping on a come up, and I would strongly advise people to entertain this because it seems like we're about to bounce on Zcash. Let's get to the symbol ZEC. ZEC is the symbol. Current market capitalization is 887 million in market capitalization. The current circulating supply for Zcash is 3.5 million. 3.5 million in circulation. In the past 24 hours, Zcash has gone up 2.87%. Current price for Zcash is an unbelievably low $252.48 per Zcash. I'm telling you this right now. Keep an eye on Zcash. Keep an eye on Zcash. And let me tell you, even if you don't want to buy it, mine it. All right? If you got a badass graphics card, then figure out how to mine Zcash and mine it, okay? Obtain it in any capacity. I'm mining it personally, folks, and I think that everyone should, especially right now at these prices. Okay? I'm just saying. I mean, Zcash is about to pop. I'm just letting y'all know. Take a look at the charts if you don't believe me. I think it's about that time, all right? Now, with that being said, folks, I want to, man, it's already goddamn time. I tell you, where's time go? Where does time go? All right, what we're going to do is we're going to cover one more cryptocurrency, and then we're going to move on to the stocks here. Go right into, I guess, 42 coin. Now, I want to be honest with you, folks. 42 coin took it on the teeth, all right? Took it on the teeth in this contraction, but to my advantage and to the inner circle's advantage, we really did want it to slide. We want to try to own as many of this coin as possible. We want to own the coin, control of the coin. So with that being said, 42 coin right now is at a very, very low price that we're probably never going to see again. Okay? Let's get to 42 coin right now. Symbol 42. Current market capitalization is 1.1 million in market capitalization. And of course, the circulating supply for 42 coin is what? Coins, that's it. All right, now in the past 24 hours, once again, it's taken it on the teeth. It is down 17.16%. The current price for 42 coin is a very, very inexpensive $26,374.70 per 42 coin. Just saw it at 100,000 about a month or two ago. I'm just saying. Just saying, take a look at that trajectory of that chart. I'm just saying. It's a long-term investment. I'm just saying. Anyway, with that being said, let's go ahead and get to some stocks. I know people are curious on what the hell is going on here in the stock market. You know, helter-skelter, baby. Helter-skelter! And the reason is you can thank Facebook for this big downturn in the stock market, folks. Now, for you folks that are unfamiliar, Facebook has some big data scandal going on, and of course these idiot media are trying to freaking blame the president for it or something. I mean, give me a break! Fake news again relating to this Facebook data scandal with Cambridge Analytics and trying to tie it to the president, okay? Facebook was one of the last people that were promoting Donald Trump or pro-Trump. They were banning Trump people. They were banning Trump groups. They were suppressing pro-Trump news, for Christ's sake, man. How in the hell can this fake news media try to connect Donald Trump to this goddamn scandal? It's ridiculous. Fake news, fake news. But aside from that, it is a pretty big scandal for Facebook, because what has happened here is that it gave Cambridge Analytics and, what is this company, SCL Group, exclusive access to their internal data workings to make them have authority, you know, indirect or direct authority over other people's accounts. Now, what do I mean by this? It's a very complicated scheme, but I'm going to try to tell you as simply as I possibly can. Cambridge Analytics and SCL Group would create these groups and entice people to join them on Facebook, okay? And once an individual joined a group that was related or connected to Cambridge Analytics or SCL Group, once you were connected to that group, I don't know why Facebook gave this group the power to do this, but it would automatically gather up all the data and everything you've got in your Facebook, from your private, you know, photo. I mean, everything. I mean, your family, and it even usurp your family's data. So literally, they created this like unbelievable method of gathering data by bringing people into groups and then utilizing their acceptance of being a part of the group as a means of obtaining their information and everyone that they followed on their follow lists information. And through this method of manipulative gathering of data, according to reports, they've obtained over 50 million people's private information and have compiled some level of profile data on each and every one of them. Now, the reason that this is such a big scandal is because why Facebook, let alone Mark Zuckerberg, allowed this company to do this is beyond me. And, you know, Zuckerberg is taking it a lot because, I mean, lest we forget, this is the guy that thinks his shit doesn't stink. All right? I mean, wasn't this the moron that wrote in his inception of his corporation the little bylaws called the Hacker Way? Remember that? It's the Hacker Way, dude. It's the Hacker Way. I mean, why did he give a third party? I mean, he could literally compile this information himself legally. This is what makes this very bizarre. Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook, they've got all this data. Why were they allowing Cambridge Analytics and SCL Group to have this type of ability to obtain this information? And no one seems to have a clear answer for that, and as a result, you have a lot of people selling off in the stock market because Facebook, there's a lot of people that own Facebook in their damn portfolios, and, they're going to sell off, and it's going to be a bad day on the market, and that's what it translated today in the equities market. So let's go ahead and go over it quickly because I know I'm running out of time here. Dow Jones Industrials is down 335.60 points, a percentage decrease of 1.35%, closing out the Dow Jones at 24,610.91 points for the Dow Jones Industrial. S&P 500 also down 39.09 points, a percentage decrease of 1.42%, closing out the S&P at 2,712.92 points for the S&P 500. We've got the NASDAQ also down because it comprises most of the tech. It is down 137.75 points, a percentage decrease of 1.84%. NASDAQ at 7,344.24 points for the NASDAQ composite. Let's go ahead and get to commodities. I'm telling you, Facebook, when you hear that type of bad news, and not to mention, did y'all hear about the Uber driverless car that hit somebody and killed somebody or something? I don't know if it killed anybody. I don't know. Yeah, it's dead. They're dead. Uber death elicits warnings from union wary of robo-truckers. I don't know. The Uber has like driverless cars in municipalities all over the place. We don't even know. And one of these Uberless drivers literally ran over and killed somebody. And now Uber is suspending all driverless drivers. Why are they trying to force us into going this direction? Haven't you ever wondered that? Why do they insist upon shoving driverless cars down our throats? And if you really analyze why, it's because the government, these totalitarian freaks, the Democrats, Washington, D.C., they want to control our very movement. They want to be in control of our movement. And that's something that we take for granted, our freedom of movement, our ability to go from point A to point B. Oh, I'm going to take a road trip. I'm going to Dallas. Oh, I'm taking a road trip. I'm going to Vegas. We take that very much for granted, and this is why these idiots are trying to shove this goddamn driverless garbage down our throats. Do it. All right? We can't let them do it. Good God. Anyway, that's another reason we saw a little bit of a downturn in the equities market. A lot of bad news. But what have I been telling you about energy? Let's get to commodities. What have I been telling you about energy? The price is going to rise. And as we get closer to the springtime and the summertime, when everybody's using their cars, I think we're going to see high gas prices that we haven't seen in some years. And I warn people of this. So just keep in mind that we may start seeing even higher gas prices than you're currently seeing at this point. Just take a look at the trajectory of crude. And moreover, folks, we need to build more refineries at a more rapid capacity, but these refineries take years to build. So for the meantime, while we're trying to build refineries, which take oil and refine it to gasoline, we're just kind of, quote, shit out of luck, excuse my French, but, this sucks. I mean, we are literally just kind of like we're almost superseding Saudi Arabia in oil exports. So it's not the fact that we can't produce oil, we just can't refine it. Anyway, let's get to crude oil. It is up today 10 cents, a percentage increase of 0.16%, closing out WTI at $62.16 per a barrel of WTI sweet crude. We've got Brent crude also up 15 cents today, a percentage increase of 0.23%, closing out Brent crude at $66.20 per barrel of Brent crude oil. Gasoline is also up 0.24%. Natural gas is up 0.23%. Heating oil is up 0.38%. Let's get to metals, shall we? The metals! Let's get to the goddamn metals! The metals, a little bit on the downside, not much. So let's take a look at what's going on here. Gold is down $2, a percentage decrease of 0.15%. Closing out gold at $1,315.80 per troy ounce of gold. We've got silver down 1 penny, a percentage decrease of 0.09%, closing out silver at $16.31 per troy ounce of silver. We've got copper down today 0.08%, and platinum is up 0.05%. Let's get to agriculture. Grains, corn is up 0.07%. Wheat is up 0.89%. Oats is up 0.53%. Rough rice is up 0.08%. Soybean is up 0.12%. Soybean oil is down 0.09%. And canola is up 0.23%. Let's get to the soft, shall we? Now we're seeing a decrease in cocoa after that major ride, man. Good God. Cocoa is down today, folks. 3.05% decrease. We've got coffee. Hey, dude, just don't talk to me, you know. Don't talk to me unless I have my coffee, dude. Just please don't do it. Shut up, you hipster fruit! Anyway, we got coffee up today, 1.10%. Sugar is up 1.90%. We've got orange juice down today, 0.22%. Cotton is down. Cotton is down 1.96%. Lumber is down 0.51%. Rubber is up 0.16%, and ethanol is down 2.01%. Let's take a look at livestock, shall we? Livestock is taking it on the teeth. Live cattle is down 1.43% decrease on the day. Cattle feeder is down 1.37% decrease on the day. And lean hog, I hate to remind everybody of this, but I hope that y'all are doing this. I hope that y'all are doing and bringing back the ham bone movement. When you see some fat jelly ass in a hover round, in a supermarket, in a grocery store, in a shopping mall, make sure to walk by those sons of bitches and say, Hambo. It's as simple as that. They'll get the point. At some point, they'll get the goddamn point. We're doing a service out here. Do you understand that? We're doing a service. We're making America great again. Anyway, lean hog is down, a 2.91% decrease for lean hog. And that, my friends, is the markets for your ass, all right? All right, folks. I know we're running late on time out here, so I'm going to get right to the nitty-gritty. Let's go ahead and get to some goddamn chat room shout-outs. But before we do, let's go ahead and look, don't judge the chat room by the goddamn people that are acting a fool on voice chat, all right? I'm just saying, don't judge. Don't judge. We got capitalists in here, all right? We got capitalists and we got real people. So I just want to give that preamble before, I put everybody on voice chat. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get on voice chat here. Can we put them on voice chat, engineer? All right. Once again, let's go ahead and see what they have to say on voice chat in the True Capitalist Radio chat room. Go ahead and throw them on, engineer.
Yay,
All right, that's enough. Shut him up! Good God, I swear, I'm telling you, retards in there, all right? There's not, all right? So come on down, join the damn chat room. I'll be live chatting in there tonight, all right? Good God. Anyway, with that being said, let's go ahead and get to some chat room shout-outs and get this damn crap over with, all right? All right, hey, engineer, do we have any goddamn chat room shout-outs to be had? All right, well, let's go ahead and get to some chat room shout-outs right now. All right, we got Spectre in the house. What's up? You're in mouthwash? You're in mouth? Ah, you son of a... Goddamn sick, twisted perverts! Why do you want me to say sick crap like that, man? Seriously! Why do you want me to say sick garbage like that? I don't get it! I don't freaking goddamn get it. Give me the mic! I don't get it! I don't freaking get it, for heaven's sake. Who else do we have here? We got Brian Crescentine, whoever the hell that is. We've got, 4 bombs not enough. But shut up, you stupid ass! Don't even go there! Welcome to Jackass. What the hell is that, man? Trump-sanctioned Petrocoin. Yeah, did y'all hear about that? Yeah, nobody in America better be buying that Venezuela cryptocurrency garbage, boy. Or you're anti-American and you're pro-commie, boy. You're pro-commie! Tripwires at the Alamo. You son of a bitch! Shut up! Shut up! Tripwires at the Alamo. Don't even kid around about that! Don't even kid around about that! Don't even kid around about that, you sack of crap. Give me the goddamn mic. Give me the mic! Don't kid around about that, you sack of crap. Who else do we have? We got Travis T. We've got Twice Wallow. Nah, shut up. I'm not going to say that. I'm not saying that. The Austin Ass Blasters, you asshole. Look, shut the goddamn... I'm not going to put up with this garbage. Look, this is too soon. In a very serious situation, we've got a serial bomber out there, and you assholes are making a joke about it. You assholes are making a goddamn joke about it. Jesus Christ, man. Oh, give me the band. Give me the mic. Jesus Christ, man. Are you kidding me? Oh, man. I mean, why am I doing this on a freaking Monday? Of all goddamn days, I gotta do this on a goddamn Monday of all damn days. Jesus Christ. And who the hell is this? Hey, Blackfish? What is this?
He says this all in the same show. He doesn't want driverless cars shoved down our throats by government, but he also says he wants the same government to regulate crypto. Ghost, you're part of the problem, not the solution. You stupid idiot. Do you understand? People are getting ripped off all over the place with ICOs, and they're the ones that are saying, you know what, it's a scam. It's a scam. We got too many lowlives out here. What about BitConnect and all this other crap? You don't even know your ass from your elbow, Blackfish. All right? I'm trying to save the market. I'm not trying to sit here and have people lose their investments out here, all right? I mean, there's a lot of new money coming into the market. The unfortunate part about it, they're buying a bunch of ICOs, and it sucks. Losing their cash or getting scammed, you damn jerk-off. Anyway, shut up, Blackfish. Sit over there and shut up, all right? Listen to the show, all right? I'll do what I want to, say what I want, all right? You're going to sit there and shut your stupid blackfish mouth, boy, all right? Anyway, we got BN King in the house, Cash Money in the house, Bernie Gersman. I don't know what the hell that means. We got bonfires for Porch Monk. No, I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. Stout for flu. Man, look, I'm not joking around. I'm going to end this goddamn freaking little stupid segment. Keep making fun of the Texas martyrs. If you're going to keep making fun of the Texas martyrs, we're going to have problems. Give me the mic. This goddamn mic, man. If you make fun of the Texas martyrs, baby, we're going to have some goddamn problems, man, all right? And this is my chat room. This is the True Capitalist Radio chat room, for Christ's sake, man. Oh, my God, man. We got booming speakers in Austin. Like, shut up about the Austin crap. Brap, quiet, pungent. CIA, I'm not saying that. I know what you want to make me say, you sick racist prick. See Austin bombed like Saddam? Oh, you son of a... Damn it! See Austin bombed like Saddam? Get about, man! You're sick! You're macabre! All of you! All of you! Good God! Give me the goddamn... Give me the goddamn mic, man! Look, you guys are starting to really piss me off. I'm going to tell you this right goddamn now. I'm not going to do any more of these goddamn chat room shout-outs, and you're going to be doing this garbage! Christ. And look at this. Somebody's got F-U-C-K-N-word. Put that asshole in the woodshed! Get that asshole in the woodshed! And he's got a gay Pepe for his avatar? He's got a gay Pepe for... God, Jesus Christ, man. In the woodshed. LBJ equals Pride of Texas. No, he doesn't, you... He was a liberal! He was a liberal bastard! LBJ was a goddamn liberal! Don't be shoving that crap down our throats, boy! Fucking liberal! He brought in the Great Society, for Christ's sake! He brought in the Great Society! Son of a bitch, it ain't so great now, isn't it? Dynamite! Freaking shove LBJ and his Great Society right up your clogged up poop chute, boy! God damn it. I'm tired of this, man. I'm getting so tired of this garbage, man. What's up, Soggy Taters? Sell water filter merch. No. Look, enough of that crap, all right? I don't want to start going off. My filters! My filters! Yeah, this is Alex Jones here, and I want to tell every one of you something. 1776 will commence again, and I want everybody out there to buy the super male vitality so I can give you the big ass boner so that these reptilian lizard men won't come down and suck the sperm out of your goddamn testicles and make the freaking frogs gay. My filters! My filters! Jesus Christ, man. Look, I'm going to move on. You people, you guys in the inner... You're not... It's not even the inner circle. It's the True Capitalist Radio Tard Chat. It's the fucking Tard Chat. Damn it. Tard Chat. Damn it. I'm moving on. You know what? Screw all you. You know what? Implement chat room martial law on these assholes right now. Implement chat room martial law. Give it a mind. Implement chat room martial law right now. Good God, I need some beer after that, for Christ's sake, man. I need some beer. Let me calm down. It's my chat room, man. It's my freaking chat room. Anyway, look. Let me move on, I guess, to the goddamn Gab shout-outs, right? I guess everybody wants a goddamn Gab shout-out now, after I've been humiliated by my own chat room. For everybody that wants a goddamn Gab shout-out, all you've got to do is go to my Gab account and scroll down and like the post that states, True Capitalist Radio is now live. Listen in. Like the post that states, True Capitalist Radio is now live. Listen in. And when you like that post, I will give you a Gab shout-out live right here on the broadcast, right here and now. Have we got any Gab shout-outs, engineer? All right, well, let's get to some goddamn Gab shout-outs right now. Yeah, I'm so freaking enthused about it, for Christ's sake. Burger King foot lettuce. What the hell does that mean? Ghost is Johnny Joe Star. What? That sounds like a fruity-ass name, for Christ's sake. Operation Spilt Johnny Walker. Look, don't even kid around about that, you piece of crap. Make Austin Hiroshima again, you son of a... Stop talking about that crap! Stop it! Stop it, or I'm ending chat room shout-outs, man! That ain't right, man! You assholes are macabre, man! You're freaking macabre! Oh! Give me the mic! Man, you're freaking macabre, man, talking about the freaking Austin bombing, for Christ's sake! Good God, what's going on to the Green Leader? How you doing, man? Summoning Cyber Satan? Cyber Satan? What the hell does that mean? Oh, my God. Booming real estate in Austin, you asshole. Damn it. Look, man, I'm going to have to stop the goddamn shout-outs if this is what you guys are going to come up with, man. I'm going to have to stop it, man. I'm going to have to stop. I'm going to have to stop. Good God. Give me the mic. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Having a blast in Austin, Texas. Look, shut up. Shut up. Good God, man. Fuego ass. Jesus! Look, man, I'm telling you, one more name, man. One more name, and we're done. I'm done with this garbage. One more, and I'm done. I can't believe you people, man. I can't believe you sick, twisted cyber vermin, man, and you goddamn troll terrorist, man. The depths of depravity in your sick fucking head. Excuse my French. Give me the mic. Jesus, man, you're sick. Remember the Allahos. Remember. If it's not Austin, goddamn shout-out crap. I'm quitting this crap. It's done. It's over. I'm tired of it. I'm tired. I'm tired of it. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm freaking tired. I'm freaking tired of it, for Christ's sake. Remember the Allahos, asshole? I swear to God, man, you assholes came down here to Texas talking that garbage about the Texas martyrs. You get your goddamn ass kicked. You would get your ass kicked in the dog meat, boy. Give me the goddamn mic. Give me the mic. That's it. That's it for Gab, chat room shout-outs. That's it. This is why we can't have nice things. I know I keep saying it, but this is why. You're saying it. You're witnessing it. You're listening to it. Good God, I have to have some beer after that, man. Ugh. This is what I get, man, for trying to make the show just a tad bit interactive. Just a tad bit interactive, man. I'm going to be honest with you guys, man. Every goddamn day I do this broadcast, you shock me more and more. The depravity that you idiots go into is beyond my goddamn comprehension, man. It's beyond my And look at them in the chat room. They're laughing. These faggots are laughing. Damn it! Damn it! You're making me say all kinds of freaked out crap. God. Oh, God, man, I don't know what to do, man. Give me the freaking mic, man. Oh, man, I don't know what to do, man. I mean, you guys, oh, my God. I'm done, man. I'm so done. I'm not paying attention. I'm not paying attention. You all can go shove it up your ass. I'm not paying attention to the chat room. I'm not paying attention to the Gab, all right? I'm not paying attention to any of you idiots. Freaking assholes. I mean, do you understand, man, that this goddamn show is serious business? I mean, I've got production notes right freaking here that I handwrite myself. And I'm just going to move on with the goddamn broadcast instead of messing around with a bunch of butt monkeys like you. I'm going to talk about President Trump. That's what I'm going to talk about, all right? The greatest president in the United States history, the modern-day George Washington. I'm talking about the man who risked his life, his family, and his fortune to save the country. That'll put me in a better mood, for Christ's sake. I don't know if it will, because, man, it's the world against Trump. It's the goddamn globalists. It's the deep state. It's both sides of the political Washington, D.C. spectrum. It's everybody against Trump. That's why he needs our help. Do you understand me? And I hope those of you that were on the Trump train in 2016 heed this call. He needs our help. We need to bring back the digital war. We need to bring back the meme war. We've got to shove it in the faces of everybody. And we got to once again rub it in the faces of the lamestream mainstream media and prove to them that they don't make narratives anymore. They don't shape narratives. They are not the masters of information. This is the internet. This is the internet, boy. Anyway, let me calm down. I know I've gone through a little off-keister here. Let's calm down. Let's talk a little bit about former Deputy Secretary of the FBI, Andrew McCabe, fired from the FBI by the FBI, okay? I know that the lamestream media is trying to shove it down your throats that somehow Donald Trump fired McCabe. He did not. It was the FBI themselves. The Internal Office of Professional Responsibility suggested that he be fired because, in not so many words, he lied in front of Congress in under oath testimony. And if you want my opinion, I think Andrew McCabe could do time if there was justice anymore in this country. Is there justice anymore? That's why I keep telling you, all these characters, James Comey, Andrew McCabe, Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, Bruce Orr, Melly Orr. I mean, I can go on and on. All these characters, are these people too big to jail? Because these are the highest echelon of the institutions at the highest institutional level of the judicial branch. We're supposed to be trusting these people to protect us. We're supposed to be trusting these people with this full authority of the law. And they are politicizing it, folks. They have politicized it, and I don't know how much more evidence everybody needs to realize it, but it seems as if the lamestream media is still kind of shaping the narratives in the minds of these morons. Now, with that being said, folks, Andrew McCabe is fired. Now, what makes this very, very integral? He was fired the day before he was supposed to retire, because remember, he announced his retirement. He wasn't supposed to be fired. He got fired the day before he was supposed to get his pension. All these bureaucrats, that's what they all work for. That's what they all sell their souls for. That's what all those assholes in Washington, D.C., and everybody who works for them live for, is those benefits. Is so that they can collect a monthly check, but be insignificant losers, old people, clogging up the goddamn slot machines in Vegas, etc. This is what makes these soulless bureaucrats so loyal to the bureaucratic Frankenstein that is the United States government, the bureaucracy. You know, the retirement. And you know, you actually had some Democrats out here say that they would hire Andrew McCabe so he could get his pension, even though this man committed crime. He committed crime! He should be thrown in jail, just like everybody else that's a part of this grand conspiracy to unseat and remove a duly elected president. Even Adam Schiff, this congressman out of California, this pompous asshole who's been pushing this Russia-Trump garbage all over CNN and MSNBC, even Adam Schiff has to come out and say that Andrew McCabe being fired, quote, may have been justified. And you want to know why Adam Schiff is saying that? Adam Schiff is saying that to prevent blowback from all the garbage that he initiated through this media assault on our president. He's trying to pass the ball off on other people now. That's what I personally believe. I mean, Adam Schiff is the guy that's been flapping his mealy-mouthed gator in the wind, talking about Russia, Trump, Russia, Trump, Russia, Trump. I mean, do you remember when Tucker Carlson interviewed Adam Schiff? And Adam Schiff, just because he was getting questions that Adam Schiff couldn't answer from Tucker, he was carrying water for Putin. For being a pay agent for Putin. I'm not joking. This guy, Adam Schiff. Even he's claiming that Andrew McCabe being fired may have been justified. Of course it is. And once Andrew McCabe was fired, the president went off on Twitter. Went right at the deep state's jugular, folks. And let me tell you, they came swinging back as well. I don't know if y'all saw the tweets by the president, but he went right after the fact that James Comey and Andrew McCabe were buddy-buddy in this grand conspiracy, and now that McCabe is leaving in disgrace out here, claiming that he's going to tell, quote, his side of the story. And I want to be honest with you, folks, Comey has already put himself in a perjury situation. He testified under oath in front of the House Judiciary Committee that he never leaked information. He never knew or authorized anyone to leak information, which we now know is a complete lie because Andrew McCabe, in complete opposite to what James Comey testified to the Judiciary Committee. So right now, James Comey is walking around a man who is a former FBI director who has committed perjury. Now, if you want my opinion, folks, this stupid book he's putting out could potentially incriminate him more. It could incriminate him more. That's why it's a complete and utter ridiculous, almost institutional suicide mission for him to release this book. Comey's lawyer, I would say, shut up! You've already been busted lying, you idiot! And what, you're going to, quote, tell your side of the story? I mean, your side of the story obviously has to include some level of lying, Comey. Documented in the book, you could be incriminating yourself, but I don't know if Comey gives a crap. I don't know what the hell is in Comey's head. I think that he's a bureaucrat gone mad. I think that he knows he's in trouble. Andrew McCabe knows he's in trouble. And Robert Mueller knows he's in trouble. And if these people are in trouble, and if we put them under oath, and if we put them under the grinder of testimony, I guarantee you that they would implicate Democrats and establishment Republicans complicit in this conspiracy. That's why you have these Republicans not running for re-election anymore, if you want my opinion. You know, all these goddamn Republicans not seeking re-election, you don't think that they're tied to this crap? Huh? You don't think they're tied to this garbage? You don't think that Democrats that are also not seeking re-election, the same thing? They don't want to be affiliated with this. This is the biggest scandal to ever hit the United States. And obviously you know why the mainstream media isn't talking about it, because they're complicit as well. The slanderous lies they put out on a consistent basis against our president. And how many times we've caught them in the lie after lie after lie. So that's why I'm telling you right now, folks, the president went off on Twitter on McCabe, Mueller, and James Comey. And they came swinging back. Did you hear the former head of the CIA, Brennan, come out and indirectly try to threaten the president? And did you hear some congresswoman who reinforced Brennan's threat with a tweet? Like, yeah, you better listen to Brennan. You better not get Brennan angry or you're going to get it. I mean, they're threatening the president. There's some schmuck out here that's a Democrat representative also threatening the president. I mean, I want to be honest with you. What do these leftists think that is going to happen if they try to do something to Donald Trump at this point in time and try to somehow bring an armed revolution to the United States? I'm telling you right now, that's what they're trying to do with all this hyper-sensationalization of media, of racism, of sexism, of homosexuality, of everything. And they want to induce this whole civilization into chaos so that they can justify them taking over in a totalitarian capacity. I mean, this has happened before in the United States, folks. Lest we forget, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, Democrat, had 4 terms in office. And if you want my opinion, folks, I think he was assassinated out of his 4th term because he would have never have left had he not been removed, if you will. Okay? These Democrats they're known for this. They're known for superseding their authority. They're known for saying one thing and doing the complete totalitarian opposite. And that's why I keep telling you folks, we as the American people, as a government that is ran for the people and by the people, now that we're politically aware, we can no longer ignore the political system. We must participate in the political system. I mean, we proved in 2016 that we can change the system. We proved it. In 2016, we proved it. But you got to do something. You got to go out and have that same fervor, that same spirit of 2016. We've got to do it, or the deep state and these criminals in Washington, D.C. will defeat everything we built, all the energy, all the effort that we conducted in 2016 for nothing. That's why I can't stop. That's why those of us in the inner circle and those of us that are in the True Capitalist Radio chat room are conducting political operations. We're doing whatever we can to stop this totalitarianism from incrementally coming back and infecting our country. You understand? We cannot allow this to happen. We are so goddamn lucky that Donald Trump risked his life, his family, his fortune to save this country, because that's what he did. That's why we're seeing economic productivity. That's why we're seeing jobs come back, people getting off welfare, food stamps, people going back to work, people investing in America again. That's why you're seeing it, folks, because the capitalists have taken control of this state power. The capitalists have taken control of state power. And capitalists don't believe in giving out handouts. Capitalists believe in giving opportunities. Opportunities! Anyway, look, I went off keister. The only reason I'm going off keister here is because, by God, we need to start demanding justice. We need memes, we need blogs, we need vlogs, we need as much amplification of this message as we possibly can. That these people at the highest levels of the judicial branch, the Department of Justice, the FBI, Robert Mueller and his special counsel, these are politicized, weaponized bunch of crap, and they should be investigated, they should be tried, and they should be in jail. We need to demand justice for these people that have abused our institutions of government. Every one of these characters, McCabe, Strzok, Page, Orr, Comey, Mueller, these people have jeopardized our very institutions of government because they think that they can control us. They think that they can utilize these institutions, the Department of Justice and FBI, to suppress the people's will, to suppress the people's vote. And that's why we gotta stand up! We gotta stand up and show them that we're not going to accept any more of this goddamn crap! No more experienced politicians! Don't you people understand? Experienced politicians got us here! Experienced politicians got us here, for Christ's sake! It's 2018, and we need to hold these damn politicians' feet to the fire. Do you understand me? Now that those of us are politically aware, you can't turn your head away. You can't ignore it. You can't think it's going to be okay. I'm talking to you, American. You have an obligation to conduct yourself in a government that's made for the people and by the people. But by God, if we fall asleep at the wheel again, there's no turning back. We're done. The next time we take our eyes off this wheel, we're done. America's over. It's finished. And that's why I'm encouraging you. It's time, man. There's a lot of time from now until the elections. We got to let our voices be heard. You remember 2016? We changed the world! We changed the world, for Christ's sake, man, in 2016! We forced this government to elect Donald Trump! There were too many of us that voted for this man, for the damn system to pull the wool over our eyes and claim that that ridiculous old woman beat Donald Trump. There was no way they could pull the wool over our eyes, folks. Do you understand? We changed the world. We can change it again. But you gotta participate. You gotta participate as a government made for the people and by the people. You gotta participate. Are you fucking listening? Participate! Listen! We did it before, and we can do it again! But it's up to you! It's up to you to conjure up that spirit! It's up to you to conjure up that meme magic! That meme magic! You to conjure that up! It's up to you to perpetuate it! It's up to you! So do it! Do it! Give me the mic! Jesus Christ! We are now in the third and final hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And of course, I'm your host, the man they call Ghost. Yada, yada, yada. Look, I'm serious, man. Stir up the spirit of 2016 again. Our president needs us, goddammit. Our president goddamn needs us, man. Sad is that even though those of us can see the blatant abuse of power, the blatant politicized, weaponized institutions of our government, the DOJ and the FBI, even though we can clearly see this corruption, this criminality, Democrats and Republicans threatening the president not to fire Robert Mueller. Not to fire Robert Mueller, for Christ's sake. And everybody is shocked that this doll hair sporting piece of blowhard trash, Trey Gowdy, is actually telling Trump not to fire Robert Mueller. Of course, establishment trash does. And I've always told you, it's Trump against the world, man. That's why we, the people, we've got to force these assholes in Washington to vote how we want them to vote. Because we elect these people doesn't mean that they get to dictate what laws they want to pass. It doesn't mean that they pass what they want to pass. They are representatives of us, the constituency. Jesus Christ. Anyway, folks, I can't believe Republicans are warning against firing Robert Mueller. How much more do you have to see how deep this conspiracy goes? These assholes in Washington, D.C. all work together. It's blatantly coming out. Reality. And you want to know why they're protecting Mueller? Because if truth be told, both parties are complicit in trying to remove Donald Trump. Both parties are complicit in all this dirty crap. That's why we have to continue the narrative. That's why we have to continue the memetics. We have to continue posting the articles. We've got to continue to discuss the facts and the truth. Republicans warn against firing Robert Mueller. Robert Mueller couldn't be exposed as a more corrupt, politicized piece of trash. And yet these Republicans are saying not to fire Mueller? What does that tell you, folks? I'm telling you, the assholes in Washington, D.C. are corrupt pieces of garbage. I always refer to Washington, D.C. as the equivalent of a criminal organization, because that's what they are. And any Republican that is saying or warning the president not to fire Robert Mueller is pure establishment trash. And if you're still fans of these assholes that are warning the president against firing Robert Mueller, then you are establishment anti-American piece of trash. Take a look. Flake, Graham, McCain, Gowdy, these stupid assholes. Anti-American trash, just like the Democrats. Unfreaking believable. And guess what? Aside from these people showing their establishment colors, their Washington, D.C. criminal corrupt colors, think about this, folks. Y'all remember the whole negotiating the U.S. budget garbage? Do you remember the shutdown we recently had because the Democrats wanted to shut down the government for illegal immigrants? Y'all remember that? Well, we're going to go through it again this Friday. Oh, that's right, this Friday. We're going to go through it all over again. And you know something? This goes to show you that the Democrats don't mean anything for anybody. They're all about their own totalitarian power. They're all a bunch of totalitarian freaks. Here you have the president initiating a DACA deal, okay, in which he would grant 1.8 million, more than doubling the 700,000 or 800,000 that they were proposing in their first proposal, the Democrats. Trump is offering 1.8 million people a path to citizenship so long as there is funding for the wall and elimination to the lottery immigration system and limiting chain migration to spouses and children. And you know what? The Democrats don't want to do it. The Democrats don't want to do it, and you want to know why? Because they don't care about anybody but incrementally bringing in more and more totalitarianism so they can control more and more people's lives, more and more people's livelihoods. I mean, this is what all these people are all about, man. I mean, we're going to have this again. And guess what? We may see another fluctuation, another contraction in the stock market if the Democrats try to throw another issue. This time they shut down the government for illegal immigrants. What will the Democrats shut down the government for now? Remember this. This Friday, we're going to have the same debate. Jesus Christ. Anyway, I got to move on. We're running out of time. I definitely want to talk a little bit about how the president is calling for opiate reform. I think that's great. We're having an opiate epidemic out here, and I'm glad that not only did he single out drug dealers and the heroin dealers, he also highlighted the prescription drug industry. I mean, I want to be honest with you folks. I think that something needs to be done about the prescription drug industry because, in my personal opinion, I have never seen so many people popping so many pills in my life. That's why I alluded to the fact at the beginning of the broadcast, when I was growing up, I didn't see old people taking all kinds of pills and doing all this, and these people would literally, I'm serious, folks, I mean, I saw old people back when I was growing up eating T-bone steaks, eating sirloin steaks, apple pie, all this stuff, and they weren't all hooked up on drugs. They weren't all hooked up on all these goddamn pills. And that's what I'm saying, folks. I mean, pills work your liver worse than actually drinking a few beers, for heaven's sake, man. I mean, that's what I keep telling you. Take a look at anybody who has been diagnosed with Asperger's or autism or ADHD. These people that have been taking pills since they were 8 years old, 9 years old, and they've been taking these psychotropic pills for a long period of time, for 10, 15 years. By the time they get 18 to 21, they look like they're 30 years old. Haven't you noticed that? I mean, they start losing their hair, you know, they got lines on their head, you know, I mean, it's the truth. This is starting to be prevalent with young people. Young people are looking older because they're popping pills because their mammy, their daddy, the psychology industry, everybody told them to do so. And that's a problem. I mean, and like I said in the beginning of the broadcast, I'm seeing a lot of Hollywood stars, music stars, I'm seeing a lot of people that are so-called famous out here drop dead, 47, 53, 55, 58. Haven't y'all seen that? Oh, so-and-so died at 55 years old. Are you kidding me? I mean, what 55? And in my personal opinion, folks, it's all these drugs that have been popping all over the place. And people that pop pills, you know they drink. You know, I mean, look at Heath Ledger. You know, he accidentally killed himself because he's a pill popper. I mean, these are facts. And what's unfortunate, folks, is that this epidemic of being able to pop a pill has become normal. It's become normal to pop pills now. If somebody can't take a given situation in life, they pop a Xanax. You know, or you know, they can't get happy, they're depressed, they take a Prozac. I mean, everybody is taking pills, and this is not right. This is not natural. This is not the way human progress was supposed to take itself. Opinion, I mean, remember, the president is fighting a lot of fights, so, you know, he's barely touching the surface when it comes to waving the finger at the prescription drug industry. But let's be honest, all these narcotics, all these drugs that are being produced by the prescription drug industry by passing a law that states no medicine can be distributed to the American people that can't cure anything. So if you have a medicine, it better cure something, you know? And if it can't cure anything, then it's not a medicine. I mean, if it's just going to relieve symptoms, it's going to have side effects that are worse than the initial symptoms of whatever ailment that you're being prescribed the goddamn medication from. I mean, I'm not joking around, man. I mean, if we truly want to see a revolution in prescription drugs, we need to tell the prescription drug makers that they can't manufacture have more side effects than the actual relief of the ailment in question. And that they can't make prescription drugs that don't cure anything. It's that simple. But with that being said, I'm glad that the president took a little aim at the pharmaceutical industry because they are a contributing factor on why be an epidemic. And folks, I hate to say this, but let's be real. Ever since we entered into Afghanistan back in 2001, take a look at the progression of opiate users in this country. Folks, the United States is in charge of the world's largest opiate production land in the world. 80 to 85% of the world's opium comes from Afghanistan. Have military guarding poppy fields out there in Afghanistan. Now, who's in charge of those poppy fields? Who's buying it? How is it being transported, etc., right? Well, folks, a lot of these painkillers, a lot of these psychotropic drugs, that poppy plant, it's all derived from that plant. So it's not a coincidence that we went into Afghanistan, took control of 85 to 90% of the world's opium, and since we're there, we're using it for something, right? Oxycontin, what was it, Vicodin, right? You got that lean, hydrocodone, sipping on the lean. You know, all these different goddamn opium, barbiturate, antidepressant medications. I mean, who do you think has control of the poppy fields in Afghanistan, man? Where do you think it's all going? Pharmaceutical companies, you morons. They're the ones putting it in these medicines, for heaven's sake. And we wonder why we're having an opiate epidemic. Regardless of how you dispense the opiate, if you put it in pill form or not, people are going to get addicted. People are going to get addicted. People give these pain pills of Oxycontin. They take an Oxycontin. What do they call it out there in the Ozarks? They used to call it hillbilly heroin. Oh, it's an epidemic. And when they no longer have pills, When there's no more pills to be had, where do they get that high? They tap the main vein, baby. They tap the vein, and they shoot heroin. And this is where we have this epidemic. And we're having a lot of people OD. And I'm glad the president is doing a little something about it. All right. Now, what he's going to do, he's going to do 3 phases reform. Develop non-addicting painkillers, which almost sounds impossible, but maybe it is. Maybe it is possible. Who knows? All right. Who knows? Curb the problem over prescribing. Overprescribing drugs is pretty much the culprit in having people addicted to these opiates, having people addicted to OxyContin, Vicodin, hydrocodone, morphine, etc. You know what I'm saying? So curb the overprescribing that many doctors do, because if you have spare medication in your medicine cabinet, somebody's going to get it and somebody's going to use it outside the initial medicinal use. That's just how people are today, for Christ's sake, especially kids. Folks, I just covered a couple of shows ago that kids are now playing the, quote, choking game. They're choking themselves to get high. I'm just saying, man, I mean, this is a true epidemic. If you've got spare medication in your house, I'd keep it under lock and key, especially if you have a brat that ain't doing nothing and that don't have any parental supervision for a few hours. You understand what I'm saying? Not least, death penalty for drug dealers. Now, I know that the lamestream media is like, oh my God, death penalty for drug dealers. Oh no. Not that, hey, if you're serving a 20 bag or you're a block hustler or something of that nature, you're some small time cabbage, I doubt that you're going to get the death penalty. I think what Donald Trump is initiating the death penalty on are these big, huge drug dealers that control huge neighborhoods, subdivisions, project homes, etc. The use of narcotics has caused massive amounts of ODs, overdoses, and deaths, shootings, robberies, crime, etc. I mean, it can be derived from the drugs that are being dispensed for the entity or the outfit that is dispensing the drugs in the area. And I think this is where the president is talking about a death penalty for drug dealers. All right, because, causing a lot of death, a lot of destruction. And, if they can be tied to several different overdoses, several different deaths, I think this is where the prosecution with the intention of death penalty comes in. You damn idiots in the lamestream media trying to claim that Donald Trump is the equivalent of goddamn Rodrigo Duarte in the Philippines. You're, once again, spreading fake news. Now, I want to be honest, I want to move on and talk about the Austin bombings, but after the goddamn chat room and Gab shoutouts, I don't even know if I want to talk about it anymore, for Christ's sake. You macabre bastards! I don't even know if I want to talk about it. 4th bombing, folks. We've been talking about bombings in Austin, Texas. The earliest one happened in March 5th. Then we had 2 more bombings that happened about a couple of weeks later. A 4th bombing. This bombing was different than the first 3. The first 3 bombings were actually packages that were hand-delivered to the person's front door. When the person saw the package at the door, they opened it up. It was a directional blast to kill anyone who opened the package. This particular blast fire that was hidden within a certain area of the neighborhood that was potentially tripped by people that were biking along a given path. And according to reports, it injured those 2 people, and they're considering a tripwire scenario based upon the forensic evidence of the blast itself. That being said, now the Austin Police Department is finally admitting that they have a serial bomber on their hands here. They got a serial bomber. To the initial press conferences, the Austin PD chief, or I believe the spokesperson, whoever the hell that is, the Austin PD spokesperson has suggested that the materials that were created with the bombs on all 3 or 4 cases, on all 4 cases, the materials match with one single bomb-making culprit. Dealing with somebody that's kind of the equivalent of the Unabomber. Y'all remember the Unabomber? Y'all remember the Unabomber, Ted Kaczynski, for Christ's sake? The thing about the Unabomber, they couldn't catch him for like almost 20 years. And it wasn't until the Unabomber finally started getting a little brazen and started, mailing the feds, and he mailed that ridiculous manifesto to all the major newspapers from New York to L.A. When he started getting cocky in that capacity, that's when he got busted. I mean, bomb making and bomb makers are very, very hard to catch. Even if they do put certain materials and elements and signatures within their bomb-making process, it's very hard to catch these people. The only reason that Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber, was caught was because when this idiot sent his manifesto to the L.A. and New York newspapers, and it was published nationally, the guy's brother recognized this guy's rhetoric. Bomber's brother recognized his rhetoric, called up federal authorities, and found him, and, there it is. The rest is history. So, the Austin PD has acknowledged that they have a serial bomber on their hands. Like I said at the beginning of the show, I think the Austin Police Department is trying to utilize the strategy that the police chief during the D.C. sniper shootings did in an attempt to kind of suck out the culprits of those shootings. Chief did back then was encourage the D.C. sniper shooters to call and make contact with the police, etc. And that's exactly what happened. I mean, eventually the D.C. snipers started calling, leaving certain messages, and they got cocky and kept calling, and they finally pinpointed a general vicinity in which these people were at, and as a result, they caught them. So these types of culprits who do these types of things are kind of hard to catch. So I think it's an interesting strategy being employed by the Austin Police Department to offer an avenue of communication with the actual bomber. So we shall see what happens here. I mean, now people in Austin should be a little on edge, man, because, I mean, whoever's making these bombs isn't an idiot. And as I've stated, I mean, you have to think about a bomb-making process, okay? First of all, you've got to create the bomb. Now, this isn't a radio-transmitted bomb. This isn't a bomb that has one of those long TNT lines and you kind of push down on a there's none of that stuff. So what you have to do is you've got to separate two different. Well, I shouldn't even be saying this. Is probably illegal, for Christ's sake. Anyway, you have to. Okay, and once you design the bomb, you've got to make sure that you deliver that bomb in the package and without shaking it or going through too many bumps that could potentially cause the bomb to go off. Bombs are designed in package bombs is when somebody opens up a certain part of the package. That certain part of the package brings two connections together that causes the ignition to blow up the bomb in whoever's face or whatever. Now, to comprise a bomb like that, first of all, you have to have knowledge. To comprise a bomb like that in a package and then move it from point A to point B shows balls, man. Shows that this is somebody who has made bombs for a living, in my personal opinion, because, I mean, this is not some novice. This is somebody that has explosives knowledge, explosives training. I would hate to say this, but I'm going to do some de facto profiling, but it could either be a Yehudi, which I personally believe, or a black Muslim. To be honest with you, I think that the MO is a Yehudi or a black Muslim. And they're hitting certain targets to make it look as if it's a possible racial connection. in my personal opinion. You know, because, I mean, I don't want to get into the depths of it. We've talked a little bit about the victims. The first victim of the March 5th bombing, he was the, what is he? He runs a hedge fund for Sharia-compliant financial instruments. I mean, give me a freaking break. And by the way, the tripwire bomb is a little bit more simpler than the box bomb because it's more like an improvised explosive, IED, maimed a lot of our boys out there in the Middle East and elsewhere. That's basically what a tripwire bomb is all about. I mean, you just kind of go by, the wire pulls, brings the ignition together, and kaboom. So you could be a Yehudi, or it could be a military-trained black Muslim, in my opinion. Anyway. And look, people, look, I got racist in the goddamn chat room stating that, no, these are too sophisticated for Muslims and black Muslims and Yehudis. Too smart. It must be a white guy. How the hell do you know? You don't even know that we have trained most of the Yehudis that are fighting against us in the Middle East. We trained Osama bin Laden back in Afghanistan when he was fighting the Russians. We trained the Mujahideen in Afghanistan. Did you know that the Mujahideen were manipulated to going to Afghanistan because there was no Muslim contingent in Afghanistan? It was a bunch of Pashtun warlords and a bunch of tribes, for heaven's sake. But because Russia invaded Afghanistan and we wanted to do to them what they did to us in Vietnam, we bamboozled a whole bunch of jihadists from the Muslim world to bring their jihadist-loving asses to Afghanistan to conduct, quote, real jihad. And we train these bastards. I mean, you know, you people need to realize, you know, a lot of these Yehudis that are in control, that lead these terrorist groups, they're not idiots. You know, they're not morons. I mean, these people have conducted hardcore operations. I mean, okay, since Osama bin Laden is supposedly dead, let's take his second in command, the old man, al-Zawahiri. You know, the old man, you know, with the turban, he got a dot on his head. He usually puts a Kalashnikov right in back of him. That guy, al-Zawahiri is such a hardcore jihadist that he was a part of the Omar Sadat assassination back in the 70s. Omar Sadat was the head of state or the president of Egypt. And the reason that al-Zawahiri and his team of jihadists killed al-Sadat is because Sadat made a peace agreement with Israel. Sadat was trying to make a peace agreement with Israel, and as a result, al-Zawahiri, which is the old man that's in second in command, who's now in charge of Al-Qaeda, he's the guy who organized the assassination of Sadat, man. I mean, these guys aren't stupid. Did you know that al-Zawahiri is a doctor? These idiots, man. I mean, the guy who's in charge of ISIS, al-Baghdadi. Did you know that we had al-Baghdadi in our possession in Guantanamo Bay? And miraculously, he shows up in the Middle East leading the goddamn ISIS fighters? Give me a break, man. Wake the fuck up. Excuse my French. Come on, man. All right? Anyway, let me move on, for Christ's sake. I'm running out of time. I want to talk a little bit about how the Crown Prince bin Salman of Saudi Arabia is in America today. He met with the defense and entertainment heads, obviously trying to do business, trying to reassure all investors that even though he had the purge in his kingdom, that it's not going to affect investments. He wants everybody to know, don't worry, investments are fine. We just needed to do some purging of some Salafist and Wahhabist within my family. We're taking Saudi Arabia into a more secular direction. Don't worry, and that's basically what he's doing out here. Not to mention, he's going to meet with the president, I believe, tomorrow. If not tomorrow, the day after tomorrow. I'm not really too sure. But I think he's going to press the president for some weapons, and he's going to try to, you know, talk and maybe do some wheeling and dealing out here. the one thing that he is going to emphasize, and watch, it's going to be the headline tomorrow, that Iran is going to be put on notice by Crown Prince bin Salman. He's already said that if Iran pursues nuclear weapons, that Saudi Arabia will pursue nuclear weapons. So, gee, I mean, what did I tell you? What did I tell all of you right after Trump did those Syrian cosmetic strikes right after that so-called chlorine gas attack? Y'all remember that? Many of you started hopping off the Trump train after that. I told you he did that to appease the deep state and the media. In the Syrian strikes, he hit nothing but Iranian positions, for Christ's sake, you morons. Good God, in an empty airfield. And do you remember the day after everybody was kissing Trump's ass after he made those cosmetic little airstrikes? And what did I say in the shows after that? I said that the new foreign policy, national relations foreign policy of America, is to pit Saudi Arabia against Iran in a grand-scale Arabian war to finally first solidify who's going to be in charge and take over the Middle East. And secondly, let's be honest, with one stone here, instead of these Yehudis coming to our country and causing terrorism on us, they're going to be called out of a religious jihadi calling to go to the Middle East to fight for their Shia or Sunni side. And to be honest with you, I mean, we've got over, 1.2 billion Muslims? And as I stated, even if just 10% of that 1.2 billion Muslims, even if just 10% of them are extremists, are terrorists, do the math. That's a lot of jihadis. That's a lot of terrorists. How are we going to get rid of them? You have to get rid of them through these international relation strategies, folks. Do you understand? And as I stated, I know this is sick. I know this sounds like, oh my God, Ghost, you're just not caring about human life. Bruh, this is how foreign policy makers create foreign policy. If you ever go to school for international relations or foreign policy, your professors, that's the first thing they're going to tell you. They're going to say, we're going to discuss policy, and millions of lives lost, it's not going to be that big of a deal. We kind of just have to, the numbers have to work on our favor. I mean, that's how it is. I mean, I know that's cruel, but that's reality, okay? That's reality. And not to mention, I know I've been critical recently about the millennials and about Generation X and all the Generation Next, Generation Y, all that crap. At least Crown Prince bin Salman is a little bit of a breath of fresh air because he's a millennial. He's 32 years old. He's about to take the throne, and he stated in a 60 Minutes interview here recently that he plans on ruling Saudi Arabia for life. And he knows that he's got a big target on his head, and that's why he had to purge all these people that were within his family, because they would have colluded on him and they would have killed him. Very, very interesting what's happening in Saudi Arabia, and I'm glad that a millennial is coming into power and is going to secularize Saudi Arabia. It's going to secularize Saudi Arabia. We don't need all this Wahhabist, Salafist, extreme Yehudi crap. We don't need it anymore. Anyway, props to Mohammed bin Salman. Hey, man, holler at me, man. Holler at me. We'll go smoke a hookah. Even though I don't smoke hookah, I smoke cigars. But either way. Anyway, Putin, let's talk about Vladimir Pooty-Poo. Vladimir Putin wins the re-election with almost 80% of the vote. I mean, give me a freaking break, man. Who believes this? Who believes this crap? Anyway, Operation Spilt Vodka is still in effect. Believe it or not, it was people that were connected with Operation Spilt Vodka that were able to obtain the footage that's circulating across the internet and across many different media showing ballot stuffing in massive capacity in Russia. So yeah, it's no wonder why Pooty-Poo won with almost 80% of the vote. And not to mention, he barred anybody from the election that could be competition. I mean, this guy is a communist. I said it. I always said it. I always said Putin was a goddamn commie that was at the bottom of this whole New World Order crap. I told you. I told all of you. And at the time that I was saying it, people were like, Ghost, you're lying. You're lying. Behold, I just rubbed that in your goddamn face, all right? Now, even though Pootie Poo has been flexing nuts at the world recently with his whole super nuke and all this other crap, he came out in his so-called his so-called election win speech and said, I don't want an arms race with the West. I don't want arms race. Leave me alone. Wait a minute. How come you're flexing your nuts with that ridiculous animation that looked like a happy merchant, that super nuke? Why are you flexing nuts and at the same time trying to claim that you don't want an arms race? I'll tell you why he's saying he doesn't want an arms race, because he can't have one. I keep telling each and every one of you that the Air Force, their plane building capability sucks. I mean, just Google Russian plane crash and take a look at all the plane crashes that have happened in 1 year. I'm talking air jets, fighter jets. I mean, recently there was a plane crash that was a Russian plane that, like, I don't know how many tons of gold it was, like bars of tons of gold, I'm not joking, crashed, and in the crash it exploded these damn bars of gold everywhere, and they're having a hard time finding them. This is Russian technology! And you mean, Pootie Poo, you're going to scare somebody? Ridiculous 2-bit animation of a goddamn super nuke? Shove it up your goddamn vodka-drinking, mouth-breathing, goddamn Ruski ass! Give me a break! Your freaking planes suck! Arms race with the West, because we'll beat your Ruski ass! You know it, and everybody knows it, Pootie Poo! Oh yeah, and by the way, remember last show and a couple of shows back, I was alluding to the fact that these ex-Russian spies that have been living in the UK that have recently been hit up with this nerve agent, this weaponized nerve agent, well, that I have been indirectly claiming that the UK is probably the culprit behind the assassinations of these ex-Russian spies. And the reason I say that is because they're so anal. I'm talking the UK. They're so anal about letting anyone in the country put into custody 2 right-wing E-celeb broads. All right, Laura Southern and that other broad, Pettibone. I forgot her first name. They detain these broads because they're right-wing E-celebs, and because UK are a bunch of leftist cucks, they detained them and refused to let them entrance into the UK. Now, if they have that kind of a policy, on top of the unbelievable video surveillance state that encapsulates the whole goddamn country, I mean, folks, they've got everything on closed-circuit video. Okay, there's no getting around anything. And on top of that, I mean, their customs is pretty rough, too. I remember I was going to send something to somebody in the UK, and they're like, nah, the customs might think it's this and that. And believe it or not, the customs is so corrupt out there in the UK, if I was to send, like, one of these cans, like one of these signed cans right here, signed Ghost, all right? If I send one of these to Europe, Europe could interpret that as something of value, and the customs agents will apply a value to the can and expect whoever I sent it to pay the tax to obtain the can. I mean, that's how anal. That's how anal they are in goddamn in UK. And you mean to tell me that somebody came into the country with, not only came into the country, but knew where these UK ex-Russian spies were located, and at the same time was able to import a nerve agent into the country and deliver it in a perfect capacity without no authorities having any kind of glimpse who it was, any kind of video of somebody running away, driving off, nothing! Well, guess who's claiming that it was the UK that killed these ex-Russian spies? Russia themselves. Oh, that's right, folks. Russia themselves is directly claiming the UK for killing these ex-Russian spies. And you want to know why? Because I'm sure that's the truth. I'm sure that's the truth, folks. Remember, the guy that comprised this whole Russian dossier was Christopher Steele. Christopher Steele is ex-MI6, which is the equivalent of the CIA in the UK. And his specialty in the MI6 was Russia. You don't think that he possibly used these two ex-Russian spies as assets to accumulate data for this ridiculous Russia-Trump dossier? And by the way, there would be a reason why they would kill these ex-spies if they did participate. We know that the first one who was poisoned was working with Steele on this Russian dossier, so we know that for a fact. I mean, why would Christopher Steele or whoever in the UK want these Russian spies dead? Because it would directly implicate the MI6 and the UK, complicit in this whole conspiracy with our DOJ, with our FBI, with Robert Mueller in this grand conspiracy to remove a president. And let me tell you, if it turns out that these limey bastards tried to remove our president, I say that we hit these goddamn limey bastards where the sun don't shine. I'm not kidding around. How dare these sons of bitches? I mean, the more and more evidence that comes out, that's what it looks like, folks. It looks like that. Who else could touch these Russian ex-spies living in the UK? Who else could touch them? Who else could smuggle in a goddamn nerve agent? Who else would have the knowledge to weaponize it in a powdery capacity? Who else would be able to deliver it without poisoning themselves besides somebody that was in the country, that's in the UK, etc.? That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say, and I'm telling you, I have a different look on Britannia at this point, because it's starting to look as if Britannia has a humongous hand in this Russian dossier, and if that's the case, then we need to start rethinking who the hell our friends are in the United States, in the foreign policy, in the international stage. Anyway, look, we're running out of time, man. I was going to talk about China threatening action on the U.S. after the president signs a bill encouraging diplomatic visits to Taiwan. Lest we forget that Taiwan, the reason that country exists is because the Chinese nationalists got pushed down to that country because the communists took over China. Now, the Chinese nationalists were led by Chiang Kai-shek. Chiang Kai-shek actually had control of China until the Japanese invaded China after they bombed Pearl Harbor. And then when they invaded China, you had the commies that were led by Mao Zedong flank both the Chinese nationalists and the Japanese when they were fighting each other, and that's why the communists took control of China. Now, the Chinese hate the Taiwanese. They hate them. And according to the Chinese government, they are warning us. They're warning us that we better, quote, correct the mistake that we made here or, quote, face military action. You know what? Bring it on, you Chinese bastards. You know what? I'm sick and tired of these people in China talking all this garbage. We'll blindfold you with dental floss, you piece of crap. And you want to know why they're pissed off at us talking about talking to Taiwan? You want to know why they're upset about us talking to Taiwan? Because Taiwan, believe it or not, their working wage system is lower than China's right now. Their working wage system is lower than China's. So the $600 billion annual trade deficit that we have with China, we could easily cut that in half and give some of it to Taiwan, some of it to Mexico, and some of it to Canada. And that's exactly what Trump is thinking, and that's why China is, getting a little scared here. Because once their economy goes, their whole house of cards of an institution of government goes. That's why Xi Jinping is trying to centralize power to prevent the fall of the communist government. Watch. I'm telling you this right now. Watch. All right? China is a paper tiger. All right? I mean, I'm telling you, they don't want none of India. They bowed down to India at the BRICS summit in their own goddamn capital. They don't want none of India. They sure as hell don't want none of North Korea. They didn't put any pressure on North Korea. They, on face value, said that they implemented sanctions on North Korea, but they were still dealing with them. We got footage of them out there still trading with these bastards. They are trading with North Korea because they're afraid. I'm telling you, China's the biggest paper tiger on the planet. If they go to war with us, every one of those Asian countries that hate China will gobble up China like a goddamn bunch of hyenas on a dead carcass, man. China is in no military position to be making threats at the United States. So why don't you shove your goddamn chopsticks up your ass, China? And you know what? Fuck you, Mr. Fortune Cookie, and your goddamn rebuttal. All right? You want a war? Bring it on! Bring it on! I'm not joking, man. I mean, I may sound a little war hawkish out here, but you know what? We need to start implementing our badass freaking flex nuts ability out here in America, man. You understand? War! We're not afraid. We're Americans. You want a war? We'll take you to war! And last but not least, folks, Turkey has finally taken Afrin, Syria. All right, the Kurds have retreated southward, I believe, and according to the reports, at least if you want to read the Turkish reports, they're claiming that they are trying to be humanitarian to the folks that are in the Afrin region, but that's not what's happening, all right? That's not what's happening, for Christ's sake, all right? From the sources that I've gathered here, the Kurds only put up a token fight before giving up and withdrawing to the south into Assad's territory. They have no positions left in the north of Afrin, and they are on the retreat. And it seems as if they expected the United States to bail them out. Unfortunately, we didn't because, let's be honest, if we helped the Kurds out in attacking Turkey, that would be technically attacking a NATO member because, lest we forget, Turkey's a part of NATO. So we can't attack a NATO member. So Turkish troops have raised their flag in the town, and it looks like they're planning to stay. As a matter of fact, their goddamn troops, these Turk Roach troops, are looting the city of Afrin. They are looting the city of Afrin, for Christ's sake. All the everyday things and everyday shopkeeps, and I mean, they're looting like they were just, like they just won the Super Bowl. They're looting like that, baby. All right? And not to mention, they have found several stockpiles of U.S. and ex-Soviet weapons, including anti-tank missiles and launchers that the Kurds abandoned. So, what did I tell you? What did I tell each and every one of you what Erdogan was going to do? The prognosticator of prognosticators strikes again. So once again, the Turks have taken Afrin. Right, I'm sorry I went overboard on this carpet munching Monday, but now it's about that time, and let's go ahead and transition quick into it. It's about that time for everybody's favorite part of the broadcast, and I'm talking about Radio Graffiti! Radio Graffiti, the part of the broadcast where the spectators become a part of the spectacle. All you've got to do is give me a call right now at 563-999-3791. And when I call on your area code, you've got exactly 3 to 4 seconds to say whatever it is that's on your mind. That's why we call this Radio Graffiti. And once again, folks, I want to remind everybody, True Capitalist Radio chat room right after this broadcast, if you want to come and kick back with us, come on down. Go to my goddamn Gab right now. Go to my Gab account, Politics Ghost, and hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button for premium content, and once you do all that, hit me up with a private message on Gab. And let me know your Discord chat name, and I will give you a personal invitation to the True Capitalist Radio chat room. Once again, go to my Gab, check out my Gab, and hit subscribe, baby. Hit subscribe. Now that we got that all the way, do we have any goddamn Radio Graffiti callers to be had, engineer? Let's go ahead and get to some Radio Graffiti callers right now. All right, 513 Radio Graffiti. Danny J, Radio Graffiti. 12 pussies like you were out here partying, putting your goddamn headbands on, getting fucking... Shut up. I don't want to talk about Vietnam. Shut up. Radio Graffiti. Samsung. Radio Graffiti. Is it time to go full Jehudi? Yeah. Full Jehudi, go shove it up your ass. Shove it up your ass. Shove a goddamn Jehudi right up your goddamn mouth, your migrant mouth-hugging ass, you son of a bitch, man. Jehudi, give me the goddamn... I got your goddamn Jehudi, you son of a bitch. 256 Radio Graffiti.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is
J-Man Capitalist birthday. What the hell kind of remix was that? Screw you, asshole! I don't care if it's your birthday, for Christ's sake! I hope you get herpes for your birthday, you son of a bitch! 352 Radio Graffiti! Hiren Radio Graffiti.
engineer. You know what babies are?
No.
Okay. When a mommy ducky and a daddy ducky, when they love each other very, very much.
Later.
What the hell are you doing?
Fuck you, boo-boo.
What the hell? Who out there on the internet is corrupting this poor tard?
You should be ashamed of yourself, engineer. You understand that?
No. Fuck you.
Oh, get away!
Fucking shit. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Engineer rape me, you sick... You sick, perverted, macabre sons of bitches! You dare! Leave the engineer out of your goddamn trolls, you son of a bitch! The engineer is innocent! He's an innocent man! Leave him alone! Just leave him alone! Give me the mic! The goddamn mic! Leave him alone! Just leave him alone, man. Anonymous Radio Graffiti.
Support the human subscribe. Support the human subscribe. Support the human subscribe. Support the human subscribe.
Hey, none of that satanic crap, all right? None of that, the devil is good, the devil is my pal, none of that crap, all right? 323 Radio Graffiti.
Ghost, I got a little hungover last night. I'm gonna pay you in 42 coins to lick the vomit off of my bathroom floor.
What did you just say?
I said I got a little drunk last night. I'll pay you in 42 coin to lick the vomit off of my bathroom floor.
Oh, my God, you stupid. I don't even know if that's a trans testicle or a broad. You can't even tell anymore. This is a modern-day America. Where's Mike Pence when you need him? Where's Mike Pray the Gay Away Pence when you need him, for Christ's sake? 832 Radio Graffiti.
Hello? Hello, Ghost?
Yeah.
Hey, I would really like to let you know how much of a diehard fan I am. I really want to thank you for what you're doing for the capitalist world and what you're doing for us, you know?
Yeah, well, I appreciate it, man. It's a hard damn job, but somebody's got to do it. 269 Radio Graffiti.
I'm Ghost Baby Buns. I'm at the Evolution Vape Lounge in Blossoms Park, San Antonio. Come meet me out there, Baby Buns.
No! Not that asshole! Not that internet butt-stalking piece of trash! Not that guy, man! I'm telling you, no! We gotta get rid of that guy, engineer, man. I'm telling you, that asshole calls every day for 2 years! For 2 years! We're not gonna start that goddamn trend again, man. We're not starting that goddamn trend again! Give me a mic! Damn it! We're not starting that goddamn trend again, you piece of crap. Do you understand me? We're not starting that trend again. 713 Radio Graffiti.
We got the Pet Mexican, Radio Graffiti. Goddamn Jewish. I am not Jew. I don't know how many times I've been saying this. I am not Jew. I'm Jew. You can type in your browser right now, GAV.ai, and you can follow me in that social media under the name Politics is the name to follow, and hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button, boy. It's just a freaking click, for Christ's sake. So go ahead, go to the goddamn tab. All right, Politics Ghost, and subscribe, baby. Support the Jew and subscribe.
Hey, shut up! Don't call me a Jew, you goddamn burrito-eating idiot! Man, I'm tired of you assholes calling me a Jew, for Christ's sake. And not to mention, anyway, is being Jewish a bad thing? Huh? Is being Jewish a bad thing? Here, I'm going to be Jewish for the next minute. Let me see if it's a bad thing. Hey, engineer! Throw on some goddamn Jewish music, for Christ's sake! Throw on some Jewish music!
Oi, buddy. Oi, buddy. Oi, buddy. Oi, buddy.
Oh!
Oi, buddy.
Oi, me!
Oi, buddy.
Oi, Walt!
Oi, buddy. Oi.
L'chaim! Being a Jew. I'm taking money. Yeah. Fist pump, yeah. Give me your money. Give me your money. Give me all your money now. All right, shut it off. Shut that crap. Shut it off, for Christ's sake. Good God. All right, we're almost out of time, for heaven's sake. Hey, that's what y'all get for trying to call me a Jew, you sack of crap. That's what you all get. You got Jew, all right? Y'all want Jew, you got Jew. 352 Radio Graffiti.
It is illegal in Texas to ejaculate on Donald Trump. Autographs, you know what I mean? Knickers. Nigger, necka, e-guard. Knickers. Nigger, necka, e-guard. Knickers. Nigger, necka, e-guard. Knickers. Nigger, necka, e-guard.
God damn it, I'm sick of it! I'm not racist! That's a slice! Everybody knows it! looking butt stalking Monday, for Christ's sake, man. Good God, man. I'm a melting pot of friendship. I'm a capitalist, and I deserve the respect. I deserve respect. I deserve respect, you son of a bitch. You filthy lickers. I deserve respect. I deserve respect.
Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
And that, my friends, was the end of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast of episode number 558 right here on the BN. And I really want to thank everybody for listening in, and thank you all for watching. And now, I just want to say that, of course, I'll be giving some shout outs here shortly in the live chat room. So if you want a shout out, be present. But thanks again for everyone for listening once again. Thank you to the Inner Circle. Thank you all to listening in the TCR Discord chat. And of course, thank you all listening in on the YouTube, SciTube, or you're watching this in the YouTube archive. Thank you. Well, folks, as you have know, Carpet Munchin Monday has been a success for the end part for Ray Graffiti, and of course the entirety of the show. Thank you, Ghost, for the show. And of course, thank you, Ghost, once again, for the crypto advice. As always, I do hope everybody got into that quantum when it was low as $11 over the weekend, because if you did, you would have profited so well. And by God, did I got into it when it was about $11. Oh yeah, I am heel kicking with that. Oh yeah. Oh, and also thank you, Dante, the Lifting Capitalist, for the $2 tip. I appreciate it. And of course, also another special shout out to Commander Crusher 9000 TM Pictures for the $2.99 earlier. What's going on, Capitalist? Oh, baby, you know that, of course, I'm very, very much heel kicking. All my profits are up 50%. Aw, yeah. You know I'm actually, I'm making some good money right now. Ooh, yeah. And I can't wait for Quantum to go all the way up. All the way up. So let's go, Quantum. And yeah, it's about to be, well, past $20 right now. So you know it, and I know it. Yeah. All right, guys. So let's get some shout outs. Well, actually, before I do shout outs, let me just put some inputs in before I say anything else. So, if you guys are new, any new listeners watching this stream or listening in the archives, and feel free to subscribe, as I do the TCR broadcast every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 6:30 p.m. Central, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific, and we do them live. Whenever Ghost does it live, this goes live as well as a relay stream. And as well as if you do want to, you can also click that bell as you'll also be notified for future streams and all sorts of streams I can put out. So of course, you know, if you guys want to be notified for the next TCR broadcast, there you have it. If not, you can also follow me on my Twitter account at The Ronin Network or BN_King, which is my Gab account. And also make sure to follow Ghost as well, Politics Ghost, on his Gab. And if you do, make sure to subscribe to him. You'll be specially invited into the TCR Discord chat, which is exclusively to him to send you an invite. There is no way around it. Only Ghost will send you the special invite. No others invites, it cannot be put out other than him. So if you do so, you'll be invited to the TCR Discord chat, and I'll tell you, a lot of good stuff happens in that chat room, especially when Ghost is in there, and also off days when he's not doing the broadcast. It is the best time to really be in. And that's all the inputs. So once again, if I missed any inputs, all the social links are under descriptions right below on the YouTube. Unless you're in the SciTube, it's right above the SciTube. All the links. So do make sure to do them. And now, let's go and do some shout outs because of course I am currently doing another stream currently, so let's do this very quickly. So shout outs time. I'm gonna do shout outs. So how do you get a shout out? All you do is be present either to YouTube or to SciTube during the live feed, and that's the only way you can get a shout out. And of course I'm going to be starting off with the SciTube first, and then after that will be the YouTube. So SciTube peeps, get ready. You guys will be shouted, and we're going to do it right now. So what's going on to Bob, Tom, Alexa's in the place, Chrome Thunder, Cody D Bunny, Dark Maiden. Hey Dark Maiden, what's going on? Edgar's in the place, Honey Badger 32, King Dam, MKW Freak. Hey MK. Well, I'm pretty sure you're in the other chat room, but of course I know where you are. It's going on to Odenberg Bernard. It's going on to Scarlet Moon, Space Ghost, Spongy, TCU Gaming 1, Trollite Spurgus, Pinkwater, and Royal Under Short Bus. And of course, that's everybody on the SciTube. So if I miss any of your name or you're hiding behind that wall, you know, the chat wall, before you're not in it, well, shout out to y'all. Thank you all for listening. And now let's move on towards the YouTube. Yes, YouTube peeps, get ready. You are going to be shouted. How are you going to get shouted on the YouTube? Simple. All you to do is spam that greet in the sub bar you see, because of course the only way to be shouted out is just be opening this participant list, and I'll be naming it from A to Z alphabetically. So the only way, once again, to get a shout out is spamming that live chat bar right now, because that's going to be the only way you can get special shout out. So with that said, let's do some YouTube shout outs, and we do it right now. It's going on to Aaron Tumon, Adam Sowick, Adrian Segara. It's going on to Bert Steining. Awesomeness just came in. It's going on Awesomeness. Koron, Chris Jaros. There's Commodore Crusher 9000 TM Pictures again. And who else we have here? Brandon Shahab. Is it Brandon Shahab? Shahab. Okay. It's going on to Dante, the Lifting Capitalist. There you are again. Electronicy. Hey, LA. It's going on to Aaron Von Gisbergen. Goldberg 1337 plays, and Hands Up Don't Shoot. Thanks for the £2 right there, £2. Yes, what's going on with that? Hold on, I kind of missed what that said. Hold on, let me just reload this, see what it says. I kind of missed that message there, unless I can get access to. But thanks for $2. Actually, no, I'll actually get back here in a bit. It's going on to Goldberg 1337, Louis Carlo Monte Music, Mr. Sidetwite Prime, Neo Shots in the place, Omega Radioist, Pinkie Pie, there you are, Pinkie Pie. It's going on to P. Grant M, Polka Dude 42, Rick Hoover, Roy Woodby, Sigma 018, Slowpoke Garcia, Sneakiest Chameleon, and X-Strang 93. And of course, that's everybody on that list. So if you want to miss your name, go ahead, say it right now. But let me see what Hands Up and Shoot said, if I can get this reloaded. Okay, let me scroll up here. What's going on here? How do I bond with my wife's son? Thanks, Bian Kang. How do I bond my wife's son? Bond with me, Jimmy. Bonding. Bond. I don't know. How do I bond with my wife's son? Be a good husband, and yeah, you know, just be good and do stuff with them. You know, do things that, of course, what a father would do, what a man would do. But I don't know if I want to give you advice, but I just straight up say that pretty much just you know, just do the thing, whatever that, you know, just, you know, that's good for him. That's all I have to say. All right. And I'm going back to the list here. Slowpoke Garcia. There you are. I'm looking back at the chat room. If I missed any names here, Mr. Sideswipe Prime. All right, I'm looking here. If I missed your name, go ahead and I'm gonna. Hey, call me Adrian. Okay, Adrian. Biosonic 417. Yes, there you have it for that. Hey, Billy, 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 hey, Billy, get in here and suck the croquette out of his 2x4 wrapped in ball wire. You'll get a good kick out of it. Man, leave Billy alone. Man, I'm looking up here, see if I missed any names up here. I want to do it very much quickly as I can. All right, here's some special names here I kind of missed here. Technobite, Some Mice Drinking Tea. What? Some Mice Drinking Tea? Okay. Eyeless Mewtwo, Piranha PJP, Boper Johnson, Cowboy Dev, Putrick Stir. Actually, it's Patrick Star, but someone just said Putrick Star. Who else we have here? Ron Livingstone, Martin Cruz, Rachel Alucard, Diamondu, Motor Maxis 206. Let's see here. I'm scrolling up here. Shy Guy Mask, The Man, Nathan Long, Bonka Sneeze. Who else we have here? I'm looking up the chat room. Dun, 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 dun. Gustavo, yes, Gustavo. Let's see here. Dun, 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 dun. And Shane is Shanikas or Sean or is it Shanikas? Shanikas. Shanikas. It's Inikas. Like, is Sean or she? Is it Shanikas or Shanika? I don't know. And that's everybody. I guess everybody's just shouting out the names. So of course, if I missed your name on the YouTube or you're hiding behind that chat room wall, well, thank you all for listening. And of course, thank you all for everybody listening in the YouTube archives. I do appreciate you coming out tonight, and I do appreciate for another night right here on the BN for the relay stream, of course. Why can I not buy stocks under 18? Maybe because you ain't old enough? Or is it because it's an adult thing? I don't know. But that's pretty much it. Something, you know. It's only for, you know, some adult could just understand, but how old can you be to buy stocks? Unless you have maybe Robinhood, you can bypass it. I think that's the only way you can. But I don't know about that. Do you think Facebook should be shut down? I think so. Not sure about that, Rick Hoover. I mean, I would say, yeah, go ahead, shut it down, man. I mean, like, Facebook is nothing but used, but then these political propagandas. Not only that, it's just infested with nothing but degenerates and all these people, but that really just, you know, are more, what is it? Like, what's it called? They're just really more self-centered in that one. More than enough than what Instagram would do, but I never use any of these other, like, Instagram or socials other than Twitter, because Twitter and Gab are my two other feeds. Twitter is my main one, Gab is my secondary, but of course, if whatever happens on my Twitter, I'll just straight up go to my Gab account and just use that. But I do say Facebook should be shut down, but of course I don't think that will ever happen unless something I don't know, legal, good, bad, but who knows. Ooh. All right, night, Puka. See you there again, bud. Anyways, folks, it's already 9:44 right here. I'm actually going to need to get going and start doing, well, actually, I'm doing the second stream in progress, and I don't want to keep getting a very error message every time. So I want to end this very quickly. I'm going to be over at the TCR Discord chat, hanging out with Ghost and everybody else for the night. And of course, once again, join to the TCR Discord group if you haven't. To do that, just subscribe to Ghost on his Gab account, and of course, it's much easier. Just do that. Send your Discord name and to him on the private messages. Go and Discord will. Or not Discord, but Ghost will send you a Discord link, the special Discord link. It's a one-time use, and it's timed as well, so make sure to make haste of it. And then once you accept it, then you're automatically in, and we'll just see you there. And of course, I do hope to see you there as well. Anyways, guys, I'm out of here. Y'all have a good night. Thanks, Rick Hoover, for that. I'll see you in the next stream. Next stream will be happening. Will be this Wednesday for the Fruit Bowl Wednesday, or Friday for the Baller Friday, or overall on the next TCR broadcast. So thanks again, guys. Oh, and one last thing before I leave. I just finished 2 games today. Did you not know that? BioShock Infinite, Burial at Sea 2, and of course, a very special bonus for the remainder of the time, Super Hot. And of course, I love Burial at Sea 2. Just the ending itself is wow. Just wow. I mean, I never beaten Burial at Sea 2 until now. It's a good way that crosses over the original BioShock. You know, some events that were kind of scary, but then, you know, that it details and explain of the event, so it really does touches up, and as well as pretty much the end of the BioShock series, so it's a good way to end it. And as well as Super Hot, nothing to say, but of course it's a super addictive game, and it's so much fun, and I love it. Starting this tomorrow on the next stream, on episode number 559, I'm going to start a new game session. Oh, and in this game session, it's going to be in a GameCube exclusive title. Oh yeah, we're going to go be playing the GameCube. Oh yeah, and it's springtime. What game could fit for spring? Well, I would love to say it, but I'll just say that of course it's a spring type game. It's a perfect time for it, and of course it has to do with some cleaning and lots of cleaning. So that's a little hint to you guys. If you know what game it is that I said to it, that is coming up this Wednesday on the 559th broadcast live. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that gameplay of me. And yes, I'm very excited about it. It's good that I have a GameCube emulator. Not emulator, I'm sorry. I got a real GameCube that's connected and have the HDMI converter behind it. So you guys will experience a real GameCube playing, not an emulator, a real GameCube game. And it's going to be played for the first time ever on this stream. So hopefully you guys will enjoy the game session that's going to be happening on the 559 broadcast. So I'll see you guys there for that. And until then, yo guys, have a good day, a good morning, a good afternoon, a good night. Bonjour, hasta la bye-bye, hasta la vista, hasta mañana. Until then, I'll see you guys on the next stream. So good night to all, and I'll see you guys next time. All right? Well then. See you guys over to the TCR Discord chat, or head over to the BN Theater. Once again, that link's in the description. If you don't know where it is first link. Go to the BN Theater for the post show that's happening right now. Or until then, I'll see you guys on the next TCR broadcast. So, see you guys. I will see you on the next stream. Bye, guys. See you next time. Good night, everybody. Bye. Good night. Adios. Bye-bye.